Oh wow. Wow. Okay. That's really bizarre. I just sorry, I was gonna do something and I just saw an ad, not an advertisement, but a post about how the movie Spider-Man: Brand New Day paid BMW, so not BMW paying Spider-Man, the movie Spider-Man paying BMW to play an ad in every BMW made after 2020. So when you start the car, it shows you an ad for a movie. Just let me say it again. You're in your car, you get in your BMW, get your key out, or maybe you don't. You maybe got push to start. You got push to start. So you get in your car. You don't take your keys out because you don't need to. You press the push to start button. You know, and then it goes, "Whoa, Spider-Man's in a new movie," and you're like, "What the? Why is this in my car? That's crazy." I can't believe that's. I mean, I believe it. If anyone's going to do it, BMW is going to do it. But wow, that is horrifying. I can't believe that's something that you have to expect now. Ads in cars. Not. I mean, we had it in the radio, right? We had it on radio. You had it on streaming, but in the heads-up display in the screen, now they're playing ads. That's insane. I can't believe that. That's nuts, man. Well, all right. Well, that's a thing. That's got to be one of the most dystopian. Yeah, that's dystopian. Yeah, not a good future for us. No way. No way. That's horrible. What do we got here? I know I'm looking at stuff off screen. You guys can't see it, but you guys don't care about it anyways. Nobody has a favorite band, song, genre. Nobody's got anything like that. All right. Well, let me know if you guys want to talk about it. I'll give you my opinion on it, I guess. See. We'll give it a shot. First one. First come, first serve. Man. Speaking of Spider-Man though, I actually yeah, $1 billion worldwide. Is it on the way to 2 billion? Pretty wild. All right. We'll see about that. Pro says hello. Hello, Pro. How you doing? Well, welcome to the show. What do we got here? Good. Hello. All right. I don't. You got a favorite band, favorite song, favorite genre? Let me know. We'll see. Enforcing says my favorite heavy metal band would have to be Metallica. Interesting. All right. I'm a big Metallica fan. I enjoy Metallica a lot. Metallica's first 4 albums. That's like the 10 Commandments of just heavy ass music that's badass, you know? What do we got here? Real question is which one of the four is the best? Should we do a Metallica album uh tier list? I think we should. I think we should. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Metallica albums. Let's do that. That's a good idea. I'm gonna make myself a little smaller. We're gonna do a Metallica tier list. Yeah, let's do that. Go to template. All right, let me pull this up. Window capture. We'll pull this up. There we go. All right, we'll look at the Metallica tier list. We'll make it. We don't have to make this huge. Let's do a Metallica tier list. All right, here we go. All right, so what do we got? What's the first album we're going to do? The first album is the Black Album. Metallica. Folks, what do we think? Black Album, Metallica. How are we feeling about the Black Album, Metallica? What do we think? What do we think? Black Album. If you don't know, that's the Enter Light. Take my hand off to Never Never Land. That's the one. What are the lyrics? Hold on. I should probably pull up the lyrics. What do we think? Can you listen to Running Sky from Deltarune Chapter 5? No! We're doing a Metallica tier list, god damn it! Put it in the chat! Now listen to your stupid ass requests! Shut up! We're doing Metallica stuff right now! God damn it! Anyways, if anybody has an opinion about the Black Album, let me know. But tell me what your favorite song, band, genre is. I'll react to it. But yeah, don't tell me what to listen to. Anyways, Black Album. Well, we got two people. We got Enforcing the only person. Shut the fuck up, Doodle! God damn it! Fuck off! Why are you trying to self-promote? There's only like 12 people in here, you idiot! If you just make good content, people will watch it! God damn it! Anyways, so back to the Black Album. We're not gonna look at the lyrics. I'm gonna put the Black Album from Metallica. This is gonna be a hot take, but I'm gonna put it in C tier, dude. C tier. You know why? Because even though it has some pretty decent songs on it, everything after that really, really changed for Metallica. You could tell they made so much money and they did so much touring and just it changed them. After Cliff died, it just wasn't the same. So we're gonna put the Black Album Metallica C tier. Yep. All right, here we go. Another one. Death. What is this? Death Magnetic. Anybody? Death Magnetic. Fan of Metallica? Nobody? Nobody's listened to Death Magnetic? No way. Unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you what. I remember when it came out. I remember being pretty good. I'm going to put it next to C tier. I'm going to put it next to C tier. You know what? Why don't we just skip to the good albums? Let's do that. We're gonna skip to the good albums. That's a good idea. What do we think? And Justice for All? We'll go And Justice for All. I don't know, man. I think of all the Metallica albums, this has got to be one of my most listened to for sure. S tier. Incredible album. Kill 'Em All. What do you think about Kill 'Em All? I'm thinking with Kill 'Em All, another great record. First one. If I had to put Kill 'Em All into a tier, S tier is pretty damn close. I'm going to put an A tier, though. Put Metallica's Kill 'Em All to A tier. It's a good record. I've listened to And Justice for All a lot more. You know what I mean? What do we got here? Load and reload? No, thanks. Let's just do that. And then we'll do that. Master of Puppets. Ooh. I'm going to go S tier on that one. Hello, Carlos. What's going on, buddy? We're just kind of talking today. I've got the Metallica tier list going on. We had a bunch of dumbasses earlier who were trying to self-promote for absolutely no reason, which was very weird. We had two of them. It's bizarre. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, Garage Inc. isn't on there, is it? I didn't even notice that. Yeah, Garage Inc. would have been a really good one to put up there, but they didn't do it for some reason. All right, last one. We got Ride the Lightning. I'm going to go S tier. You know what? Kill 'Em All. Let's just put it up there, man. They're all so good. But I'll put this on low S. Master Puppets. Ooh, I don't know, man. Master Puppets. it could go either way, you know. You know what the irony of it too is? Metallica changed their kind of, I mean, the logo's the logo, right? You got the cool thunderbolts. Got to have some electricity in your name like that. Master Puppets, Ride the Lightning. You got your Injustice for All. You got your Kill 'Em All. It's good stuff, man. Uh, perfect. Perfect set of albums. All right, there we go. Here's my tier list. Carlos, who do you like to listen to? What's your favorite band? You come in here often enough. I feel like I don't know. Who do you like to listen to? I'd like to know. Because with Metallica, I got into Metallica late. I didn't get into Metallica until I would say I was almost in my 20s. Probably my 20s. Nirvana's your favorite band? Oh, dude. I should have known that. How did I not know that? Um, Metallica. Yeah, I didn't get to Metallica until yeah, early 20s. My brother was big into Metallica when we were growing up. I think I remember the day he first heard Metallica because I think it was the same day as me. We were watching Old School, the movie, and it plays Master Puppets in it. So funny. And I remember him going like, "What song is this?" I remember liking the song, but he like loved it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So he got into Metallica a lot, and I didn't get to Metallica till way later. So very funny how that goes. But Nirvana, I liked Nirvana. That was my like immediate. Oh, this is perfect. I got to listen to this. That was. I remember the day it happened. I was on the school bus. I had my cell phone. It was like a cheap, not a smartphone. It was just a cheap. I can't remember what it was, like a Nokia or something like that. And I remember looking through this website called 3G for Free. It was just a ringtone website. And let me see if I can pull it up. But I had a MIDI recording of Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I've said this before on the show. Um, I'll see if I can find the recording. It's a similar recording. I think it's this one. If you listen to this, this is the recording of it. Yeah, this is what it sounded like. Can you believe that? That's what the song sounded like. I remember I was on my phone and I was like, what the hell is this? It's like, this sounds awesome. That's so funny how you can listen to a bad recording of a good song and it just sounds great, you know? Oh, it sounds so interesting. I don't know how that works, but crazy. But yeah, that was the first time I listened to Nirvana. There's a whole bunch of bands. Wait, so Carlos, let me pick your brain as far as Nirvana goes. What was the first song you listened to? What was the first album? Because for me, it smells like Teen Spirit. For most people, unless you're lying, it smells like Teen Spirit. Because that is just the world-stopping power of Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I know people like to go, "Oh, I don't like that song. It's too popular." It's lying about it. They're just trying to seem cool for Kurt. Um, but yeah, the just world-stopping power of that song. Just everybody who hears it just goes, "What is this?" Because you got to think, like when it came out too, music was so different. Like now it's alt rock is just a huge genre, and there's all these people that listen to it. But really, grunge really pushed that to where it's like not even alternative. Does that make sense? Like it's no longer the alternative rock. It's just that's what rock was. Because like if you think about the '70s and the '60s, it's like psychedelic rock, and then obviously late '60s they were getting psychedelic rock, and it was like classic rock, and they didn't call it classic rock; it was just rock. Um, and it was beautiful music, but a lot of it was very emotional. Talking about women, talking about the world, but it didn't seem too sad. Some songs were sad, sure, but like that abrasive rasp that it has, the literal rasp and the metaphorical rasp that it has, was just really interesting. How grunge and alt rock kind of pushed that out, because before it was like blues based. You don't really hear a lot of blues based music or styling in alt rock, if that makes sense. Isn't that weird? Like, you listen to Led Zeppelin, you listen to Black Sabbath, you listen to AC/DC. Blues is there. It's front and center. It's right there. So very cool. Um, it's really fantastic how grunge kind of took that. We all get it. It's blues music, right? We get it. It's blues, and then they elevated it to something else. I think that's a weird. What do you guys think? Like, if blues is kind of the soul of classic rock, what is the soul of grunge? I would say maybe singer songwriter, like folk music almost. That's what I would say. Maybe folk music. That's why they say that Neil Young is the kind of godfather of grunge. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting how that goes. Man. Well, we'll see. Anybody, folks? I'm just kind of rambling here and waiting for some people to have some good questions or some good things to respond to. You know, if you want to tell me what your favorite band is, your song genre, if you want me to talk about it, I'd love to. But for some reason, we keep getting some 12-year-olds who've never talked to a girl in their lives on the chat, which is really fun. You can always tell, too, because they're like, how do I be obnoxious immediately? And it's like, all right, I'm just going to kick you out. I'm just not going to. It's like, I'm not going to keep you here. That's weird. Coheed and Cambria, big Coheed fan. Love Coheed. Dude, Coheed is awesome. One of my favorite bands of all time. One of the only bands I've seen more than once. I saw them twice. There's a video of me. Hold on. I'll see if I can pull this up. I might have to mute it. There's a video of me crowd surfing at a Coheed and Cambria concert. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Yeah, because I remember this is before smartphones, so the video quality is going to be garbage. It's going to be nightmarishly bad. Hold on. But I definitely remember seeing it. Oh, here it is. Is this it? Hold on. No, that's the wrong, same concert, same show. Wrong angle. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. But yeah, Coheed's one of my favorite bands. Just oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull back up the window capture. I'll show you guys window capture. See if I can get this going good. There is a. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, we gotta mute it. Sorry, I gotta mute it, but I'll point out when I come up on the show. Look how bad the quality is. Horrible. So funny. Yeah, check this out. Look at this dude's face. I don't know if the camera guy knows that dude, but yeah. I'm about to pop up. You'll see me like tap on a dude's shoulder and they just launch me in the air. Hold on. There I am! There I am! There I am! That's me. You know how you know it's me? We'll go frame by frame. Ready? I'm wearing a Nirvana shirt. You know that's me, baby! Woo! All right, anyways, we'll play it. Watch me. I just get launched. Woo! Yeah! Oh, that was a great show. I crowd surfed the entire time, dude. Let's go back. Let's go back, baby. We'll go back. There's that lady, almost gets dropped. Then I just tap on somebody's shoulder, and they're chill, and they just launch me. Okay, so another thing I can point out. This is how you know it's me, and I'm not making this shit up. But you can tell by the hair, but it's a little pixelated. I'm wearing PF Flyer shoes. They look like Converse, but they're not. So you can't tell, but yeah. All right, there we go. So PF Flyers, if you don't know what PF Flyers are the shoes from the Sandlot movie. Converse, the star is in the middle. Let me show you what I mean by that. So Converse shoes when you put them on, I don't know why they did this. Converse shoes, they have a little circle with a star on it. So I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, here we go. So those are the Converse shoes. If you look, it's on the inside, which is like, why would you do that? It's unique, yes, but it's on the star is on the inside of the heel. So if you're looking on the outside, that is you won't see anything. It'll look like this, little blank. See, the star's on the inside. Real dumb, in my opinion. But if you go back to the video, say you know it's me, the little circle, there's no star. It's a circle on the outside. So if you look, my knees are pointing down on the outside. So that's how you know for a fact that's me, because who the fuck would know that? Why would you notice that? So anyways, so yeah, there is a video online from a guy with 18 subscribers from 18 years ago where I'm crowd surfing. Oh, you know what's funny? Somebody else in the video said I'm crowd surfing too. That's funny. Shout out to this dude for putting that video up. Anyways, so yeah, that's my reaction to Coheed and Cambria. Love that band. Huge fan of Coheed. Incredible songwriters, incredible riff architects. Just absolutely nasty band. Some says, yeah, it's with Gorillaz. Oh, love Gorillaz. They haven't really made any good albums past Plastic Beach, in my opinion, though. Not sure if there's a good band, or not a good band, a good album after Plastic Beach. But I enjoyed the first 3 albums. Demon Days is S tier, incredible album. Really enjoyed it. Huge fan. Yink says, my favorite band is Seether. I never got into Seether. Not sure why. People say I look like the Seether guy, which I don't know. people believe whatever they want. I can't stop them, but I don't see it personally. He has like completely different facial structure. I think maybe it's because of the cheeks, but that's about it. But yeah, just something about Seether when people see me. I get Seether confused with what's the other band? Shinedown. Seether, Shinedown. They for some reason. Yeah, but like everybody, most people have facial hair these days. I don't think I look like Seth Rogen. You know what I mean? There's tons of people with facial hair. I don't get that. Anyways, but yeah, Seether. What's a good Seether song? What if you were gonna make somebody a playlist with your top 3, top 5 Seether songs? You're like really trying to get them into the band. What are you picking? What are you gonna put on the album? What are you gonna put on the record? You like Feel Good, some rando? Feel Good's great. My favorite song is Kids with Guns. Kids with Guns from Gorillaz is just an incredible bum 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 bum. Kids with guns, bum pa. Kids with guns, bum pa. Bum pa. Won't be long. Incredible stuff. The bass line, the guitar part is so easy too. It's a really easy song to play. Yeah, Kids with Guns is great. Folks, if you're just coming in here, come on, settle down, stay a while, and listen. Tell me what your favorite band is, song, genre. Let me know. We'll see what we can talk about it. Let's do it, man. Let's talk. Let's do another. You know what? We might as well. Let me see if I can download. Yeah, TikTok. TikTok's kind of shit, but well, we'll see. TikTok. What was it called? Streaming software. What do they call that stupid software for it? Spyware? Chinese spyware is what it is. Nah. What we got? Let's see here. What are you, a vampire? What stream is this? Yingsky says, Rise Above This, Careless Whisper cover. Really? Careless Whisper cover? They did one? And Gasoline. I have not heard a single one of those songs. I have not heard a single one of them. That's interesting. All right, let me see here. Streaming software. Oh, it's called Live Studio. That's right. They're just because they're dumb as shit and they don't come up with good names for stuff. All right, there we go. Folks, if you're just coming in here, like I said, tell me what your favorite bands, favorite song, genre, whatever you want. I'll give you my opinion on it. We'll talk about it. We'll see if I have an opinion. I might not. Some rando says some rando running the show. Thank you for being here. Some rando says Sleep Token. Have you heard it? I have heard it. I think the people that hate it, it's kind of overhyped. It's overhyped in two different directions. It's overhyped because people that hate it, there's so much worse shit out there. I don't think it's that bad. The people who love it, again, it's fine. I don't think it's really that interesting, but cool. Yeah, I think it's kind of it's overhyped. The people that are upset by it are kind of a little too upset by it. So that's my opinion. All right, so I'm gonna run the TikTok live studio shit. Pull that up. Unfortunately, says, "What about Men at Work?" Oh, Men at Work. I've heard only a couple songs, like two, maybe three, but they're the Australian guys, aren't they? Men at Work, right? Or at least they sing about it. Yeah, they're Australian. I come from a land down under. Who can it be now? Man, they had two good songs that I remember. Men at Work. I haven't really listened to anything else from them. I hate to say it, but they're one of those bands where like you hear a song and you're kind of going, if that's the song, like that's the big hit, I'm okay. I don't think I'm missing much. You know what I mean? It's like going to a restaurant where they have like one really good burger or like one really good item. The rest of it's like, okay, that now I'm all right. You know what I mean? You have it one or two times, you've had it all. That's it. That's all you need. All right, let's see here. Yeah, we'll see. We got anybody else out there? Farrell says, "Do you know the safety dance?" I'm aware of it. Do you know how to dance it? Because I don't. Yeah, I had a girlfriend in high school, so I didn't learn the safety dance. I know I'm lame, but I think that was more important to me. I'm just kidding, man. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. All right, let's see here. We'll keep things going. Oh, whoa, whoa! Sorry, my phone started doing something. Anything else? What do we got? I'm just joking. Anybody else? Anybody else have a song, genre, band? We'll talk about it. We'll see. We'll see. Summer Ann says, I would send a super chat, but I'm broke. I would say thank you, but you didn't. That was very funny. I don't know why people do that. Thank you. That's like saying I would do something, but I can't. But I appreciate it. There we go. Enforcer says we should rank finals songs. Oh, I don't think there's a tier list for that. I could probably make one. It's probably not a bad idea. I think that'd be too boring. Let's turn that off. Let's see here. General live. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh man, why is this happening? Microphone. There we go. Yeah, there's just not enough. I'd have to make the I'd have to make the thing right there. Some says Panic at the Disco once again running the show. Thank you, some Panic at the Disco, couple good songs. Obviously, most people know that. I chimed in on closing the goddamn door. No, that song. I don't know how to sing it, but that's a good one. What are the lyrics? I chimed in with the haven't you people ever heard of closing a goddamn door? No, I don't know how to do it. That's your favorite? Whoa. Because I've listened to a couple other songs from them, and I went, I'm okay. What would you put on your playlist for Panic at the Disco? The other song is where it's Let's Get These Teen Hearts Beating Faster, Faster. I don't know what the name of the song is, but I like that song. Yeah, what would you put on the playlist? 3, 5 songs? What would you make? What would you put on there? I'd want to know. Because I think you just get those two songs. Also, I remember one time I saw a live video of them playing something. Because, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, I wonder if they're good live. So I looked them up, and they said they covered Karma Police. They did a good job, but they called them the Radiohead, and I was like, everybody knows it's just Radiohead. What the fuck you mean? Sometimes it's okay when there's like multiple. You know what I mean? There's multiple. If it's Deftones, if you say the Deftones, it's like all right, it's passable. But I don't know. I just think that's funny. Yeah, that's a kind of a good. That's a good bit. Let me pull this up. There we go. Hold on, everybody. I gotta fix something off screen. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I write sins, not tragedies. Yeah, that's the song. You would put High Hopes in there too. High Hopes? Is that a band? Is that a song? I don't know what that is. Hmm. Well, we'll see. Well, folks, if you're just joining us, we're kind of talking about favorite bands, songs, genres. React to it. We'll talk about it. Okay. Let's see here. What's my opinion on Primus? Primus? They have a couple pretty damn good songs. Never really got super into them. There's some guys who love Primus. I know they just released a song recently. Never really fell in love with them though. But yeah, let's see here. Lion says Nirvana greatest. GOTS. Did you misspell that? What is that? GOTS is that got the sauce? What does that mean? Oh man, but I do agree. Nirvana's my favorite band. So Fu Manchu. I actually do like Fu Manchu. Fu Manchu is a pretty good band. Uber says love grunge. Grunge is great. We were just talking about grunge. Yeah, Fu Manchu is awesome. Carlos, good shot. Yeah, let me know what your favorite song is, band, genre. We'll react to it. We'll talk about it. We'll see what's going on. Avenged Sevenfold. I never got into Avenged Sevenfold. I don't knock people for liking them though. My cousins really love Avenged Sevenfold. The problem is that I just don't enjoy the music, even though everything about them seems very interesting. Sinister Gates, one of probably the most influential guitar players of the past 20 years. Not a joke. I used to sell guitars for a long time, and every day we'd have somebody, dude, do you guys have the Sinister Gates guitar? And I'd be like, yeah, we got it right over there. And they'd be like, ah! You know, they'd freak out. It's crazy. Let's see here. Chris says shoegaze. Dude, shoegaze, it's I like it. But I think there's only like two bands that I would say, in my opinion, and it's probably because I don't know that many bands that are actually shoegaze, or they're just like in that era. You ever notice how like a lot of bands will be kind of lumped into a category just because they're like from that era? Shoegaze is like that. I would say, what is it? Who am I thinking of? Obviously, you've got My Bloody Valentine, and then you've got is it Slowdive? Yeah, Slowdive. Those are two incredible bands. Really big fan. Huge fan. Yeah, Shoegaze has some great stuff, but I would say for sure the two bands I would show people if I was going to show people shoegaze would be My Bloody Valentine and Slowdive for sure. Dagger's such a good song. Oh my god. Yeah. Carlos says I really love the Smiths. The Smiths are great. I love Smiths. The Smiths are awesome, but it's a shame. It's a shame what happened. Obviously, later on with everybody's careers. I mean, to be fair, not everybody not everybody can just outlast the band that you got famous for. Johnny's doing good. Johnny Marr's doing awesome. I love Johnny Marr. But yeah, so the Smiths are great, but it's kind of how that goes. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're talking about your favorite bands, songs, genres, whatever you want. Just kind of reacting to stuff. We're kind of just chatting. So whatever you want to do. We're just hanging out. We played music earlier today, so I'm just kind of hanging out with you right now. So if you want to talk to me, you can. Oh, man. Let's see here. Moosh says, can you listen to Coat? I would buy by Joey. No, we're just talking about music. Sorry. Let's see here. Carlos says Smashing Pumpkins is kind of shoegazy. Kinda, not really. I would say they got a little bit of that influence, but definitely they're definitely an alt rock band. It's funny how Smashing Pumpkins got big right after grunge, right? But they're not considered a grunge band, and they're not quite there, are they? They're not like a happy-go-lucky band, but somehow there's a split because grunge definitely has. You know, you got your Nirvana, you got your Alice in Chains, you got your Pearl Jam, you got your Soundgarden, you know what I mean? You got your Stone Temple Pilots, and then Bush if you really want to be pedantic, but we won't count that. You know what I mean? For some reason, they all hang out. But as soon as you get to Smash Pumpkins, it's like not grunge. You know what I mean? It's very weird how that goes. But I love them. They're great. I love them. Love Smashing Pumpkins. But for somehow it just the page tore. They're not on the list. It's weird how that goes. Lando says Smashing Pumpkins is closer to dream pop than shoegaze. I guess. I don't know. We'll see. BKK says, "What about 21 Pilots?" All right, everybody, we're gonna read the room. Does anybody in here like 21 Pilots? I just want to know. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be nice. Yes or no. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Up tier says no. Ryan says no. Wyatt says no. Carlos says no. Enforcing says yes. Our first yes. Jimmy Neutron says, that's not yes or no. But I'll take it. A lot of no's. Dayton says old 21 Pilots is good. Interesting. I'm going to tell you right now, the first time I heard 21 Pilots, I was like, I don't understand how this is getting made. You ever listen to a band, you're just like, who is this for? But I'll tell you what, kids love 21 Pilots. Kids love 21 Pilots. I don't know what it is, but if you're like 7.5 hours old, dude, 21 Pilots, that's too young. But anyways, yeah, I don't understand how it goes, but yeah, kids love it. Some reason, 21 Pilots. Cat of Doom says, my favorite band, spelled with a U, is System of a Down. Anybody System of a Down fan? Can we get some SOADs, SODs in the chat? I'm a big fan. Big fan of System of a Down. I remember listening to them a ton when I was a kid. Still enjoy them. Obviously, they haven't released anything new since, what was it, Mesmerize? Or was it Hypnotize? I think it was Mesmerize. Since Mesmerize, right? And, you know, it's disappointing that their last album wasn't their best. It was good. But, you know what I mean? Every album they put out has some solid tracks. There's still good music. I really enjoy System of a Down. Big fan. Big fan of System of a Down. But there's a guy that I know. Shout out to Arthur. Arthur of a Down. Friend of the show. He's a fellow musician guy that plays music on here. He plays a lot of System of Down covers. Phenomenal guitar player. He's awesome. It's kind of disappointing. Can I rant for a second? Hold on. I'm kind of sad that he doesn't play guitar as much on his lives. I'm a guitar player and I sing and play. So seeing him just go to vocals, I'm like, man, we could use you, buddy. But anyways, shout out to Arthur of a Down. Folks, if you like System of a Down and you want to see somebody who just crushes System of a Down covers and actually kind of looks like Surge, go check out Arthur of a Down. So anyways, yeah, he's good. I like him. HU says, I was wondering if you did normal chats without guitar. Yes, but I have guitars over there. So we're technically not out of the room. But we're just kind of hanging out. But yeah. Oh, no, we've talked to each other, Dayton. Yeah, me and Arthur have talked. It's weird. Somehow musicians kind of hang out with each other. We just do. Yeah, he's a very nice guy. He's a wild man. Very nice dude. Let's see here. Toxicity is nice, Dexo says. Toxicity's great. Dude, System of Down's awesome. Can I tell you guys a story? So System of Down, They got that. Yeah, they got a lot of great albums. Toxicity. But you know the Hollywood album cover, which is just System of a Down, Toxicity. I was gonna make a parody album cover of that, and I found something out. You actually have to pay money to the Hollywood Foundation or whatever it is to make merchandise featuring the Hollywood sign, even if it's a parody. Isn't that crazy? It's like protected. So I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm not paying money to do that. It's a couple $1,000 if I last time I checked. It's pretty brutal. Yeah. Enforcing says, let's see here. What's your take on Sabaton? I don't know what that is. Sabaton? Does anyone know Sabaton? Am I saying that right? I've never listened to or heard Sabaton. It is a Swedish power metal band. That's probably why. I don't know who they are. Sorry, bud. I've never listened to them. Oops. May keeps saying a song title for some reason. We're just talking. Sorry, buddy. I know reading is hard, but I know you can do it. Yeah, never listened to them. Yeah, if you could make a playlist, what would you put on it? Sabaton. What's the good music? What would you put out there? I don't know. Ryan says, what about Weezer? What about Weezer? What about them? No, I'm kidding. Weezer's great. Their first album is S tier amazing. The Blue Album is awesome. One of my favorite records of all time. Pinkerton, people like to defend Pinkerton for some reason. It's got some good songs on it, but I think it really lost that kind of like, woohoo, we're having fun, rock and roll. You know what I mean? It's just fun. Whereas Pinkerton's like, I'm sad I'm a rock star. You know what I mean? I'm sad. You know, I just don't like it. There's a couple good songs though. You've got what's the last song called? Butterfly, something like that. That's a huge hit. But I just nothing else. Sorry. Let's see here. Anything else? Enforcing says any Nickelback, perchance. No, I do not like Nickelback. Anybody like Nickelback? Can we get some thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down? Nickelback. What do we think? I know that you guys like them, and I don't know why. I'm not a fan, but I gotta know. I gotta know. What do we think? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Nickelback. Did you guys know? This is interesting because I know you guys will pay attention to this. The Gins, the band that people like to talk about a lot, but they don't like to listen to for some reason. Nickelback, their record label signed the Gins. I didn't know that. They're Canadian. Nickelback's Canadian. I was like, oh, this makes sense. I get it. Okay. I thought that was really funny. Yeah, that's true. Let's see here. Quint says, do you know the Dead Milkmen? I've heard of them. I've listened to them. They've got a bitchin' Camaro. I do enjoy the Dead Milkmen. I don't love them, but they are fun. I do like them. Whenever I see Camaro, I think of that. It's a good song. What do we got here? Carlos says Nickelback sucks. Carlos, I knew there's a reason I liked you. Welcome back. Fern says thoughts on Screamo Scrams. Did you make that up? Screamo. What's a Screamo band? Tell me what a Screamo band is. What is a Screamo band? Tell me what a Screamo band is. Yeah, why? I don't know why they do that. I think it's because they want me to respond to them, but they just keep going. RX's favorite Nirvana album. I would say if I had to do a tier list, should we do a tier list of the Nirvana albums? There's only like what, technically 4 or 5 if you really think about it. If you really want to push it, like 6 or 7. But should we do a tier list? I think it's a good idea. Oh, we got David. What's up, buddy? Welcome back to the show. All right, we should do a tier list. Why do you guys abbreviate shit? You don't need to abbreviate everything, you guys. Relax. All right, here's what we're going to do real quick. I'm going to try and do a tier list. I'm going to make myself smaller. There we go. And then let me make this a little bit easier. We don't need to see all that. Give me a second. We're going to pull up a tier list of all the Nirvana albums, which is like, again, only a couple. Nirvana tier list albums. I'm going to pull this up. Let's see here. We'll pull it up. We'll pull it up, folks. Yin, thank you so much for the 10 jewels. Dude, thank you so much. Everyone say thank you to Yin, helping out the show. Dax's favorite band, Alice in Chains. What a classic band. One of my favorites. Okay, I'll take this. It doesn't have With the Lights Out or the compilation stuff. This is basically all the albums that technically were released while they were still alive, or at least when Kurt was still alive. So, all right, hold on, everybody. We're gonna pull this up. We'll do this together. Let's do it together. We're gonna do a tier list at the same time. Hold on. Oh, Radiohead in Rainbows, incredible, incredible album. S tier, wonderful, one of the best of all time. My favorite driving music in the world. Let me pull up a window capture. Give me a second here. There we go. We got the tier list. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. If you're just joining us, we're going to be doing a tier list of the studio albums of Nirvana, my favorite band. So let's do this. All right, first up is the live album, which is Live at the Paramount. What do we think? Live at the Paramount, is it a classic or is it a stinker? What do we think? Live at the Paramount, what do we think? Yeah, where's Live at Reading? Oh, that is on there. Okay, we're good. What do we think? Live at the Paramount. If you don't know, you better know. God damn it. All right. Live at the Paramount. A's, B's. Never heard anything from it. I play it on my show when I play music. Enforcing. You never heard Live at the Paramount? It's just Nirvana. Yeah, you're not really missing much. It's a live version of their music. All right, we got some S's. We got some snakes in the chat. We got it. What? Meteora? That's not a fucking Nirvana album, you nerd. We're doing Nirvana stuff right now. Boo this man! All right, anyways. I'm going to hit it with an A. You know why? Because as much as I love the Paramount show, and I do, I think there's other albums, there's other live performances I prefer, personally. Me, personally, I prefer more. Okay, what do we got next? Incesticide, classic record. This might be the most controversial take I have. This might be rough. What do you guys think? S tier. I know Aneurysm is such a classic song. I love it. Can we actually go over the song choices? Hold on. Let's pull this up. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Let's pull it up. We got let's pull up the Incesticide track lists. You're like, how come you didn't memorize it? You'll find out. Let's see here. We got it. We got Dive. Incredible song. Sliver. Good stuff. Stain. All right. Been a Sun. Good stuff. Turnaround. Boom, 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 boom. We got Molly's Lips. Good stuff. Son of a Gun. New Wave Poly, which is the faster punk rock kind of rock version of it. Beeswax, Downer, Mexican Seafood, Hairspray Queen, Aero Zeppelin, Big Long Now. I'm telling you, Big Long Now, that's the one. That's a sleeper hit, baby. Big Long Now. Folks, if you're just joining us, we are talking about the album Incesticide. We're going to be doing a tier list in just a second, but we're talking about some of the songs off Incesticide. All right, so some really great tracks. Phenomenal tracks on here. But I'm going to tell you right now, you guys are going to get mad at me. A tier. It's A tier. You know why it's A tier? I love it. It's one of my favorite albums. The bad songs, and you're like, bad songs? Yeah. If they cut all of these songs, I would have given it S tier. Mexican Seafood is such a piece of shit ass song that it literally drops the entire album down for me. I hate that song. And there's so many kids that love that song. They're always coming on my show, play Mexican Seafood. And I'm like, that song sucks, dude. I love Nirvana. They're my favorite band. But that single song mainly drops the entire thing down. Yeah, it's weird. It's disgusting. I get why it exists, but it sucks. Yeah, RX says, I like Mexican Seafood. Yeah, you suck. That's why. Don't forget it. I want you to think about that every day of your life. You like that song. That's what I think of that. Anyways, Uh, I'm just kidding. What is next? What is next? We got from the Muddy Banks of what is it? Wichita? What is it? What's the album called? From the Muddy Banks. Who cares? I'm not gonna talk about this one too much. A tier. It's good. I like it. It's not my favorite one. It's pretty good. It's fun. It's good. It's a live album. It's fine. We got Bleach. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna separate the true fans from the people that are clearly posers. Here we go. Ready? Bleach versus all the other albums. Here we go. Ready? No, I'm kidding. It's a low A. It's good. I like it. Bleach has got School, About a Girl. Bleach is good. But once again, just a lot of weird ass songs that I just don't love. Blue's great, but they recorded it weird. I think that the recording of Blue from Live at the Paramount beats the shit out of almost everything else. This is a glorified demo, folks. Bleach is a good demo, but it's a demo. Bleach is good, but it's not that good. All right, let's get to the four that everybody loves. You ready? Let's do this. We got In Utero. This should be pretty controversial. So In Utero is a great record, but I want to see what everyone says. F tier, Charlie says. Wrong stream. Sorry, bud. Let's see what we got here. Thomas is big, sending big love, Gnarly and company. Overtime job, keeping me busy. Oh, dude, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. All right, well, let's see here. In Utero, if you said anything in the S tier, you're lying! You're a liar! It's a great album! How dare you! It's S tier. What are you, insane? All apologies. Heart-shaped box. Dumb. You got your Scentless Apprentice. But I'll tell you something. Here's the real question. Which one's better? Is Nevermind, is Reading, is the Unplugged album better than In Utero? We're going to find out tonight. Overrated. Says the guy that loves Mexican seafood. You're this close to getting silenced forever, you nerd. Chat, can we get some nerds? Let's get some nerds in the chat. Nerd emoji, get them. Nerd emoji. I don't want to hear another word out of you. If I see a single other, actually, I like that. I don't care. Nobody asked you. Even though I just kind of did, but I wasn't talking to you. Anyways, let's get those nerd emojis in the chat. All right, anyways, where were we? Here's the real question. What order is the S tier? Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's no secret. There's no secret here. Nevermind, Live at Reading, Unplugged. They're all S tier. But what order they go in? Oh, you're out of here. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. I don't like it when people do that. It's like, clearly I'm just messing around. You don't have to take it seriously. Come on, man. Anyways, where were we? Okay, so Nevermind. Above or below? Up or down? Up or down? We're literally talking about albums. I don't want people to get upset. Up or down? Above In Utero or below In Utero? What do we think? What do we think? Up or down? Put it in the chat. Up or down? Up or down? What do we think? In Utero versus Nevermind. I'm gonna tell you my decision, and I'll explain why first, and then I'll tell you my decision. Okay. Also, thank you to Dayton and thank you to Zach for sending the gifts earlier. Sorry, I'm getting kind of in the zone. All right, so I've listened to the singles from In Utero so much that I firmly believe, just like with Incesticide, if the other songs on the album were stronger, I would love it more. But Nevermind, there's like no skips, right? There's no part of me that listens to Nevermind and goes, yeah, You know, maybe with Stay Away, but even that's strong. Never mind. Just purely because the singles on In Utero are so damn good, it almost makes me want to flip it. But I know all the entire experience from front to back, Endless Nameless included. You can't beat it. It's so damn good. All right, so what's next? What's next? What do we got? What do we got? If you're still here, thumbs up. Gotta get some thumbs up in the chat if you're still here, folks. Thumbs up in the chat if you're still here. I want to see who's out there. Thank you, Cry. I appreciate that. On a Plane is mid, though? Not a chance in hell. That's what somebody who's never kissed a girl would say. And listen, I'm not going to out you like that. Well, I kind of did, but listen. One day you'll kiss a girl. It'll be all right. All right, anyways, we got some thumbs up. Yeah, thank you, Olivia. See? We got some cool people out there. Thank you. Yeah, how dare you talk about On a Plane like it's bad? What are you, that one guy I kicked out earlier? Anyways, what about Polly, though? Polly's great. It's fantastic. It's incredible. Solid. No skip. No skip. All right, here we go. What do we think? Live at Reading. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing with Live at Reading? I like how I'm doing it. There's going to be people who didn't hear me earlier, so they're going to say, put it in the chat. You can't even spell it, Uber. Don't knock it till you can spell it. What do we think? Bros complaining must not be on a plane. Tim. Psh, thank you, man. Tim's like, why'd you hit me in the face? No, it was a high five, man. Psh, that was a sick one. That was a sick burn. What do we think? Nirvana's Live at Reading. Blank says, honestly, Paramount better than Reading. Well, that's why you have no name. Because no one's going to remember it anyways. Anyways, what do we got here? Showman says, overrated. God damn. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting it above In Utero. Do you know why? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Let me explain. Although they had tuning problems, all apologies showed up, and they got to play it, and there's that nice heartfelt message Kurt says to Courtney, and you could feel the love. You can feel it. I know you guys are, wah, Courtney Love, wah. I don't care. You look at that exact moment, zoom in. Zoom in. He's happy. He's with his wife. He's having a good time. It's 92. He's like, I want to dedicate the song to my wife. That's beautiful. He had a baby girl. That one moment is just so touching to me. And then he just rips it. It's so good. And then you have other songs. He played Aneurysm. Like dropping a bomb on that stage, dude. So damn good. It's incredible. I remember when there were leaked footage videos before the DVDs came out. This is true. I remember when it came out on YouTube, people had footage of it with like the time codes and everything. I remember this before the DVD was out. And I used to watch it all the time. Dude, so good. Live at Reading. D7. Again, like a brick wall coming down on a school. Crazy. Live at Reading. Insane. Amazing show. In Utero, great record. But in Live at Reading, that's the energy. That's the feeling I wanted. All right, everybody. Unplugged. Here we go. Here's the last one. Where's it going? Unplugged. Ladies and gentlemen, put it up there. Unplugged. Mag says it's the best. We got some S's. We got some A's. You don't know about Unplugged? I don't know why you're here. Hold on. I'll make this easy for you. Hold on. Let me put this in Beats here for just a second. Let me make this easy for this guy. Let me make it easy for you. Hold on. Let me make this easy for you. Sit out. No, you don't have to tell us you don't know anything. Just don't say anything. I know it's hard for you to figure that out. But here's a tip. Shut it. Anyways, where were we? We said Unplugged. We got it. Let's do this. Nobody can hate on Unplugged? Come on. Where's the people on YouTube? Carlos, what do we think? What we got? Oh, the money will roll right in. That's another one. I forgot about that. Carlos, reaffirming. So good. Unplugged. What do we think? I see nothing but S's, dude. Got nothing but S's. All right. Hold on one second. I got to kick somebody out before they make that joke. Got him. All right, here we go. Ready? Don't hate me. I'm putting it above In Utero. I put it above In Utero once again. And I love In Utero. Don't worry, it's an S tier album. But I listened to Unplugged so much. And it's got, once again, all apologies. It's got Dumb. It's got a little piece of it on there. But you know what? The performances, again, that energy in it. It's got, you could tell, let me put it this way. You can tell they were like, fuck, I don't want to record this record. You could tell. Some of the albums, some of the stuff, they're just like, whatever. But you know what? It's still a good album. It's still one of my favorites of all time. Heart-Shaped Box alone, an insane experience. But let me put it this way. Sorry, I touched the microphone. Let me put it this way. I can't remember if this is true or not, if it's a rumor, but the record label was like, hey, you got to go back and re-record some of this. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, you did not a great job. And they went back. One of the songs was Heart-Shaped Box, if I remember correctly. So hearing that is just shocking. You know what I mean? It's shocking to hear that somebody out there was so, like, into the songs, and they went, Kurt, can you try a little harder? Can you try? And they did. So, anyways. Trash Can Man says, don't bludgeon me. I won't. Friend of the show. But I've never listened to Nirvana much. Maybe I ought to give their albums a playthrough. I suggest it. I love them. They're my favorite band. But it's not for everybody. I have good friends. I have people that are moderators on my channel who don't like Nirvana, which blows me. I'm like, why are you here? I love Nirvana. Anyways, all right, we'll go back to doing reactions to your guys' stuff. Thank you so much for enduring that. I know that I'm a little obnoxious about it. We're just trying to have fun. But we'll go back to me talking about your guys' favorite stuff. So if you guys want to talk about your favorite band, favorite song, favorite genre, I'm going to look through it, pedal through it, see if there's anything out there that we can talk about. Once again, thank you guys for being here. Also, thank you so much to Eli, to Keys, to Carson. Thank you to Landon. Thank you so much to Dayton Stewart. Thank you, Zach, for the wonderful gifts. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you. We'll talk about it. We have Blue Star, who says, Korn. Korn's a great band. They got some great stuff. I remember I accidentally learned one of their songs while on live stream. I remember I was like, how do you play this? And I just guessed, and I was like, bam, got it. And I was like, oh, it's good stuff. I will say this, and I'm not going to say anything negative about them because they got some great stuff. But I'm just astounded that people are like going back into them. They're getting really into them again. And I'm like, what? Korn? Did they release a new record or something? Where are the Korn fans? Wait, let's get an audience reaction. Yes or no? Yes or no? Korn? Yay or nay? Let me get some yes or no's. I want to see what we got. We talked about Sleep Token. I think that they're fine. I think that they're overblown as far as hatred and enjoyment. They're okay. I don't have a problem with them. But the people that love them, I'm like, okay, that's a little extreme. The people that hate them, I'm like, all right, that's a little extreme too. They're fine. They're very who cares in my opinion. So I want to see thumbs up, thumbs down. Big, thank you so much for the dolphin. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Carlos, you said Korn. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm just trying to. What you got here? You don't listen to Korn? Okay, so that's a thumbs down. They got some good songs, but not a good album. That might be a good take. I think you might be right because I haven't listened to a whole album. But I might be missing out. Hey, Slipknot. Subliminal Verses, Volume 3. Third record. Incredible album. Love that album. That place in my mind is that place that you call mine. Great, great song. Danger, Keep Away. Anyways, let's keep going. Big H, thank you so much once again. What do we got? Can we do a one or the other? Who gets talked about more? Korn or Chevelle? I see both of those bands talked about A lot. And it might be my feed because I like just listening to music and checking things out regardless. What do you think gets talked about more, Chevelle or Corn? Corn, Chevrolet, Chevelle, cool car. It's unironically one of my favorite cars of all time, the Chevy Chevelle. Corn gets talked about more. Corn gets talked about more. Okay, I agree. David, you think Corn? All right. Enforcing says, did you ever get into the Beatles, Pat? Enforcing, I do like the Beatles. I remember for so long, I used to be kind of like, not anti-Beatles, but I kind of pushed away. I was like standoffish. The reason I was standoffish about the Beatles is because two reasons. One, you know what? Actually, I didn't even notice this till just now. I dated two women that were super Beatles fans. That's weird. I didn't notice that. But I remember I dated two women very briefly, and I was like, I don't really want to think about them right now. So I thought that was pretty funny. Carson, thank you for the roses. But yeah, I like the Beatles a lot. I have a song. Actually, I have like a whole record. Basically, anytime you hear me play acoustic, there's two reasons I'm doing it. One, it's either because I'm a huge Elliott Smith fan, which one of my favorite artists of all time. He pushed me into getting like playing acoustic and playing it a little more seriously. Neil Young too. So I guess it's more Elliott Smith, Neil Young, and then listening to the Beatles. Yeah. So anytime you hear an acoustic song from my band, Finals, wearing one of my T-shirts by the way. Yeah, it's because of Elliott Smith mainly, but also the Beatles. So yeah, big fan. But yeah, doesn't it suck that you date somebody and you're like, I can't listen to that band anymore. Anybody have a band like that? Enzo says, hello. Hello, Enzo. What are you doing here? Anyways, anybody got a band like that they can't listen to anymore? Mine was the Beatles. So, yeah, just one of those bands. Wait, can we get, just so I know somebody's not talking about it, can I get a broken heart emoji with the band name? I want to see what the stuff. Yours was a song? Okay. Yeah, give me a broken heart emoji. I want to see what it was. But thankfully I got over it, so happens. That's too much effort. Wah, wah, wah. All right. Some people will do it. You can't listen to Deftones anymore? Dude, I'm so sorry. One of my favorite bands of all time. Damn, dude, Deftones broke your heart? Man. Jay says, do you listen to any punk? Oh, yeah. I lived right outside of DC for a long time. Minor Threat, big fan. Huge fan, Minor Threat. NoFX, big fan of NoFX. Who else to listen to? If you really, I mean, Misfits, if you want to count Misfits. I mean, I do. I can't imagine why you wouldn't. Enforcing, you said Linkin Park. Linkin Park broke your heart? Damn. Disturbed? You can't listen to Disturbed anymore? I mean, that's not really a bad thing in my opinion. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Boop. Someone's like, don't poop my nose. All right, my bad. Carson says Nirvana broke your heart. No way! Nirvana? Radiohead? Oh, I feel so bad for you guys. But then again, I had the Beatles, so those are good bands, man. Linkin Park for you too? Oh. I know for a fact there's a lot of people that probably, not just women that I've dated, but like people that probably I pissed off. Like I can't listen to Nirvana without thinking of that asshole. So sorry everybody. Let's see here. Once again, thank you to the people sending gifts. I appreciate it. Thank you so much to Carson, GT. Thank you so much to Big H. Thank you so much to Eli. Thank you so much to Keys and PB and J for the wonderful gifts. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. What do you think about Tool? Tool's incredible, man. I remember when 10,000 Days came out. That album, this is funny. Some people are going to be like, damn, that's a really specific memory. I would play StarCraft Brood War on my computer for like hours. And whenever I listen to 10,000 Days, I specifically think about StarCraft, which is the nerdiest shit in the world, man. Well, I guess it's not Warhammer, but it's close. It's pretty nerdy. So StarCraft. I don't know, but I love 10,000 Days. Great record. Everything else from them. Didn't really get into Fear Inoculum. Never got into it. Anybody a big Tool fan? Anybody a Tool fan? Tool fan? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? Tool fans? Tool fans? No? Yes? Yes? No? Yes? No, yes, no? What are we talking about? Tool fans? Eli says yes. Tool is good, Jaron says. Jeremiah Claudio. That's a name. I like that. We got thumbs up. Man. Tool is good. Jared. Okay. Not a lot of no's there. Tool's trash. Oh, we got one guy that says death. Tool's trash. Man. Brutal. Enjoy a couple songs? All right. Cool. Roland, awesome. Yeah, there's a guy, another guy. This is the second time I'm going to name drop somebody. That's we got LC3 and the Bird. He is the Tool Time. He is the Tool Master. Is Tools Day. He's a fellow musician who plays music on TikTok. I think he's doing it on YouTube now as well. So if he is, that's smart, in my opinion. Shout out to all of my friends on YouTube. But we're on both right now. But yeah, LC3, he's the Tool cover master. Great guitar player. I don't know how he does it the way he does it, man. His production value is insane. I have a green screen and I smash guitars. That's the limit to my. He has like, not a joke. It looks like the NASA space shuttle. All the blinking lights and all the cool shit. Anyone see LC3? You know what I'm talking about? That is the Tool Master. Let's see here. Drain Cleaner says, Pat, what do you think about SAP? I was waiting for this day. SAP is a band that people talk about a lot. They're kind of like the Gins. I don't understand something, but I'll get to what I think about their music. They're great. I don't listen to them often, but they found a sound. They said, we really like Bleach era Nirvana. We want to do that. And they nailed it. Like, that is it. If you're looking, like, I consider myself to be, in my opinion, a little, maybe just like Icarus, flying a little too close to the sun with Nirvana. A lot of people enjoy my music from my band, Finals. But, SAP, they, like, really put all their weight into it. I'm not a huge Bleach fan. Like, I like some of the songs a lot. School, About a Girl. You know what I mean? Just a big fan of certain songs from Bleach. But the rest of the album I'm okay with, Just okay with it. But they love it. I can tell. It's all over the DNA. It's in their shadows when they walk around. You can smell Bleach in a room with that band. I'm sure it is. I've never talked to them, never seen them, but just listening to the music, you can tell they're in love with that sound, and they nailed it. They really did. There's no closer band I've ever heard in my life to early Bleach era Nirvana than SAP. But that being said, I'm not a big Bleach fan, so it's not for me. Does that make sense? So yeah, I just never fell in love with them. But I like the idea. So, but it is very funny how a lot of people talk about SAP, but I don't really see a lot of people like listening to them, if that makes sense. So it's kind of weird how that goes. Let's see here. Eli, you've been asking me about Gojira for a while now. I only know like one or two songs from Gojira. They're good. I like them. From what I've listened to, I enjoyed, but I never got into them. Never fell in love with them. But they're good. I've liked what I've heard, but I didn't fall in love with it enough to listen to more. But yes, got good stuff. I feel like there's one more Bleach song that I like. Hold on, can I look up Bleach? I'm forgetting one. Oh, Blue, duh. But that's really the Live at the Paramount version. It's whatever. Anyway, all right, folks, if you're just coming in here, let me know what your favorite song is, favorite band, favorite genre. I will try my best to react to it. Stay a while and listen. We'll see what we can do. Anything else? Oh, Knocked Loose. Can we talk about Knocked Loose for a second? I have a bit of a hot take. Anybody like Knocked Loose? Wait, before I say anything, does anybody like Knocked Loose? Can we get some yeses or nos? Yeses or nos? Yes or nos? Knocked Loose. I want to know. Pep says yes very much. Gliz says yes. Jaden says yes. Keep it coming. Anybody else? Knocked Loose? Thumbs up? Thumbs up? C said thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. So here's the thing about Knocked Loose. I love a lot of stuff from the band. Like, the songs are very cool and I like the songs. But can we talk about the singer for a second? And I'm not trying to be an asshole. And this is coming from me. I don't consider myself to be that good of a singer at all. So this is, Does he only sing one note? Next time you listen to Knock Loose, I'm not kidding. Listen to Knock Loose. How many notes does the singer sing? I'm pretty sure that he only sings maybe 3 or 4 notes. And I'm not kidding. From what I've heard, and I'm not being mean, I like their stuff. But he almost always hits the same note. I'm not kidding. I'm just saying. I've noticed that once somebody pointed it out to me, and I went, yeah, because they have a really good live show. What's the live show? Hold on. They put out a live concert that was like the best live audio I've ever heard in my life. Let's pull it up. Knocked Loose live. Outbreak Manchester 2025. Incredible audio. The dudes from Deafheaven were there. Shout out to Deafheaven, one of my favorite bands. But yeah, you listen to that and you're like, he's only hitting one note. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, something about that. But again, that's not me saying they're a bad band. It's not me saying that they are awful and I hate them. But I'm just saying the experience I have with them, I'm like, they really are just singing one note, dude. I don't know what it is. And I want to play the audio, but I might get in trouble. So I try not to do that. But it's bizarre how that goes. So I don't know what it is. Hold on one second. Let's see. Anybody else? Any other songs? Any other bands? I see a lot of the same stuff. I don't want to just say no. I don't really listen to them to a bunch of you. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. Well, I'll give you. Hold on, I gotta kick that guy out now. Hold on. Sorry. Anybody who just says the same thing over and over and over and over in the chat. I understand you, but I'm just. Can we move on? If you posted something a bunch and I haven't said anything, let's just move on. If you could do that, that'd be great. Thank you. Let's see here. Born Again album. I don't know what that is. What's my favorite Nirvana song? I don't really have a favorite specific song. I would say that there's so many songs that mean a lot to me. It's like I said, I put so many of the albums in S tier because like they're just my favorite things in the world. I don't really have a specific one. I really don't. There are songs I don't like, even though they're my favorite band. I think a lot of people need to kind of understand that even your favorite people, even your favorite things in the world, there are things you're going to kind of nitpick, kind of be like, But would I listen to most of their stuff over everything else? Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's so many things. Carlos says, Pat, Sepultura, sorry. Or Soulfly? I don't know. I don't really listen to either of them. Sorry, man. Sorry, Carlos. All right, what do we got here? DK says, do you have any favorite video game music? Oh, it's the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack. No, I'm kidding. That's a good one, though. Good stuff, actually. Unironically, great album. Favorite video game soundtracks? I would say albums that I've listened to more than once. Diablo 2's soundtrack. For sure, not a joke. I think I can play this. Well, no, I actually don't want to chance it. I can get in trouble. But I would say, Glizzy says, thanks for getting me into Deftones, Pat. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like Deftones. It's one of my favorite bands. But yeah, Diablo, one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. You know what? Let's just do it. Chat, we're going to play some songs in the background. I know I might get kind of limited. Sometimes they do that. I'm going to show you Tristram from Diablo. It is an incredible song. Again, it's a video game. It's an RPG. You're fighting demons. That's all you need to know. So we'll listen to it together. Oh, we got to get that first chord. It's like a 12 string. I don't know if it's 12 string, but it sounds like it. Let's listen to it together. So good. It's like a little spooky, right? harmonics on the 12 string. How can you do that? Oh, Carson, thank you so much for the roses, by the way. It's so cool! It's so spooky! Oh, so good. I'll turn it down so we can talk over it, but yeah, there's so many good soundtracks out there. Diablo, one of the best soundtracks of all time. Somebody asked a question about Diablo. Glizzy said, what do you thought about the new one? Diablo 4, we could talk about video games. I'll tell you what. Oh, I don't want to pause it on that part. So good. Let's talk about video games. Let's take a turn here real quick. Tell me what your favorite video games are. Tell me what your favorite console is. Hold on. But yeah, Diablo 4, disappointing. Act 1 was really good in Diablo 4. Really enjoyed it. But then the story just took a nosedive off a cliff. It almost feels like you could pinpoint the exact point or the exact time that their lawsuits came in. You can almost tell. Dude, I'm not kidding. Let's hold on one second. Let me finish writing this, but we'll talk about it. Video games, genre, console, and I'll fix it. Hold on. We're talking about video games. But yeah, Diablo 4. You can almost tell when the lawsuits hit Blizzard because literally a guy got killed by a wall. That's a cutscene. The guy is in hell because you fight demons and stuff, right? It's really badass. It's gothic and cool. And the guy is just like in hell in like a wall that's made out of like flesh monster thing. It's a wall though. It's a wall. He like walks too close to the wall a little bit and it goes like ah, and he's like ah, and he dies. What? That's part of the game. That's insane. Why? Diablo 4, again, it's pretty fun, but you just can't take it seriously. No, they got sued for that? No, they didn't get sued for that. They were having, like, problems with sexual harassment, I think, and, like, wage theft or something. Let me look it up before I say anything. Let me look it up. Hold on. Gliss says, I think they should have just left it at the defeating Diablo. I don't know. I know that they just did something wrong. Let me turn that music off real quick. So let's look it up. Lawsuits at Blizzard. Let's see here. Hold on. Enforcing says, I'm big into Star Wars or Spider-Man games, Star Wars games, and Fallout. Dude, I love those too. Love them. Especially, I would say Fallout. I'm a huge Fallout fan. We've been playing Fallout 4 on the stream for a while. Not just Fallout 4. We played the modded one that's excellent. Fixes a lot of the problems. So hold on a second. Lawsuits at Blizzard. Here we go. 2021, they were alleging frat boy workplace culture, sexual harassment, systemic pay, and promotion discrimination against women. The case was settled in December 2023 for $54 million, directed primarily at compensation imbalances and claims remediation. So basically, there were a bunch of pieces of shit for some reason, and they settled out of court. So I don't know. But I'll tell you this: you can feel when like everything went wrong. There's a video at Blizzard that's really funny, where somebody talks about the lawsuits or not lawsuits. I'm sorry, they talk about the game, and it's two women, which is like okay, a little on the nose there, Blizzard, but okay. And they both have controllers, and you're just like, so that's who they made this game for. That's the joke, is that while you're watching it, you're like, oh, they didn't think about PC players like at all. And you kind of can tell. So anyways, but yeah, it's really obnoxious. But anyways, folks, we're talking about video games, genres, consoles right now. You can talk about music if you want to. You don't have to. I'm not going to content police you, but yeah, but Blizzard got in trouble and you could tell. But Diablo 2, Still good after all these years. Still good. Let's see. Corza says, "I love your band finals." Thank you. I appreciate that. If you like my music, there's a new album out. I don't know if you knew that. It's a month and a half old. You can go check it out. But we're just kind of hanging out. You know what? Can we go back? Let's go back to the music. You know why? I could tell people were like, "No, I wanted to talk about music." So we'll talk about music. I also have it set to music, so might confuse people. If you set things on the genre and then you change to something else, it screws it up. So messes things up. So we'll go back to music. Sorry guys. I know I want to talk about let me put it this way. You can talk about video games, so I'm not gonna get mad. So Title Fight, Pep says. Okay, can we talk about Title Fight for a second? We're gonna rustle some feathers. Title Fight, yay or nay? Yay or nay? Let me know. Title Fight. Put it in the chat. I want to know. Loathe the band or you don't like them? But let me know. Title Fight, the band. If you don't know what it is, that's okay. All right, the band Loathe. I had a feeling. Okay, I have a problem with Title Fight in the respect that I've listened to them and I thought they were pretty good, but I feel like the hype around them is so what's the word? Like it's on a loop. It's just looping. I don't know what it is because keep in mind the band's not around anymore, right? So it's not like they're putting out new stuff. They're not making things. For some reason, Title Fight has just been in this feedback loop on social media, and I get it. I understand. Again, I'm not saying they're a bad band, but I haven't listened to anything from them where I went, "Oh shit." For some, I don't know. Maybe I missed the boat. Maybe I grew up with different music. I don't know what it is, but Title Fight for some reason is just a band that gets talked about a lot, but I don't meet a lot of people that listen to them. Does that make sense? Because let me put it this way. If I get off of TikTok, I don't hear about Title Fight ever. I don't see Title Fight t-shirts. I don't see posters or stickers. Nothing. I don't see anything. Soon as I open up TikTok or something, right? It's just TikTok mainly too. Boom! Title Fight. The guitar part. Cool. I go to YouTube. Nothing. Not a peep. So I don't know what's going on. But for some reason the feedback loop going on where people just listen to the Title Fight and it's just in a loop. I don't know what it is. So I don't get it. But again, they're not bad. I do like them. I've listened to them. I'm like, okay, cool. But for some reason, it just didn't happen. Carlos says bands you like but should already have ended. Oh, you mean like bands that should have just gave up? Like they haven't put out anything good? Ooh. Well, Title Fight knew what they were doing. They stopped. Oh, I'm kidding. That's a joke. That was the pick on the Title Fight fans. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Ooh, Green Day? Oh, Green Day. I mildly agree with that, actually. I know. Let me put it this way, actually. People have told me to listen to what's the new album that people like? There's a new album people like from Green Day, so I can't remember. Let me pull it up. What's the album from Green Day? After Hours says, "Can I ask a random question?" I'll allow it. Go ahead. You get one. Let's see here. Can you do Drake? Oh, we'll talk about Drake later. We're talking about Green Day. Green Day albums. Hold on. I have not listened to Green Day in a serious capacity after American Idiot. So we'll pull it up. Jocelyn's here. Hello, Jocelyn. Welcome back to the show. We're just chatting right now. We're just hamming it up. Let's see here. Hold on. Green Day. Here we go. All right, here's the discography. All right, everybody, what was the last Green Day album you listened to that you liked? I want to know. Put it in the chat. I want to know. DK is like secretly a Nintendo bot. Dookie was your last one? Okay, solid. Love it. Let me look at the discography again. Hold on. I have it right here. Their page is huge. Wow, Green Day's Wikipedia page is enormous. Okay, studio albums. We got Kerplunk, Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod, Warning, American Idiot, 21st Century Breakdown, Uno Dos Tres, Revolution Radio. We got Father of All Motherfuckers. That's awesome. And Saviors. I heard Saviors is good. DK says, I'm not a bot. I'm not getting paid. Bots don't get paid. So I'm kidding. I like what you're doing. I'm just not going to be able to do what you're doing right now. I know what you're doing. Saviors is good. I'll have to listen to Saviors. We'll have to give it a shot. I have not listened to it yet. Chat, what do you think? Saviors, Green Day? Yay or nay? What do you think? I want to know. Put it in the chat. I'll read. Black Flag clocked in. Ooh, I love Black Flag. I actually have a guitar covered in black electric tape specifically because Black Flag did it first, and I was like, that's so badass. I love it. Is it Greg? How do you say his last name? I don't remember. Is it Greg Ginn or is it Greg Ginn? I'll just say Greg. When Greg did that, I was like, that is the most fucking badass thing I've ever seen in my life. And I did it too, so I got a copy. You got to copy your favorite people. So, but let's see here. What were we talking about? We're talking about we're talking about Green Day, but I don't think anybody answered. So, I think maybe 2 people answered. I don't think anyone not a lot of Green Day fans in the chat. Only like 1 or 2. I thought it was going to be a lot more thumbs up or thumbs downs. Saviors, though. That was the album? Saviors. Oh, hold on 1 second. Gotta kick somebody out who's being a little bit jerky. You get a lot more with honey, baby. All right. Somebody said, what do I think of Drake? We got to talk about this. Chat. Yay or nay for Drake? And I'm not talking about Drake being a creep. We all know that. We all know Drake's kind of a weirdo. Hey, Led Zeppelin. Tell me about it. I like Led Zeppelin, but Jimmy Page, what the fuck? Anyways. Gliz says no. You don't like rap in general? Oh, you should give rap a shot. You'll find somebody good. Trust me. Listen, if you get genre out of your brain and you just listen to good artists, you could listen to like Hungarian chanting. I'm telling you, you'll find something. Just put that out of your brain. Denzel Curry. Ooh, Denzel Curry's great. We can talk about that. I love Denzel Curry. Anyways, Alf says, Patrick, you're the GOAT for this. For what? For what? What did I do? AJ says, I like some rap, but never like Drake. Okay, it's fair. I mean, to be fair, people who call Drake rap, it's a bit of a stretch. I know he is, but he's a singer. He's a pop singer. Let's get real. Let's get real for a second. He's great. Don't get me wrong. He's great. But I'm going to tell you something. Again, I'm aware that Drake's kind of a goober, but if you're reading this, it's too late is one of my favorite albums of all time. That album, Nothing Was the Same, phenomenal music. So many, like Scorpion, so good. So many good albums from the. Here's what I do. Let me tell you what I do as far as Drake goes. Drake is kind of he's a goober, right? He's just it's like, what are you doing? But I think of the team. I think of 40. I think of the people that he works with production. Like E4, like 40's awesome. The stuff behind Drake is so beautiful and good. It's great. But I understand people that are like, I can't. Oh, sorry, I hit the microphone. I can tell some people who listen to him, they're like, this is so annoying. I can't handle this. He's like obnoxious. What the dude? I got discontinued on the live stream for being. What was that? Dude, TikTok discontinued me. What? What? Can I get some thumbs downs? It was like you got discontinued for inactivity. I'm looking at the screen. It must have played. It must have popped up a window and it was behind everything. What? Dude, I'm not kidding. I don't understand how an app can be this big but have this many problems. I don't understand. Shout out to YouTube, by the way. Dude, how do they do this? I don't get it. Yeah, can we get some thumbs down? Can we get some thumbs downs? TikTok shut down my live stream. They said you've been shut down for inactivity. What? I'm looking at the screen. Can we get some boo, like thumbs down? Read the YouTube chats. I can see it. I'm just seeing thumbs downs. You're not saying anything anyways. Don't think you're clever. Yeah, what the hell? Anyways, we're back. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I thought they were like, don't you talk shit about Drake. I was like, anyways, all right, let me get back to it. Again, I understand. Don't get me wrong, you guys. Don't get me wrong. You can hate a band for the personalities. I hate Oasis. Like, I'm not going to judge you for being like, yeah, I can't listen to Led Zeppelin because of, Jimmy Page. I don't blame you. I really don't. I'm not going to judge somebody for that, right? I'm not going to. Ask me about Brand New sometime. Jesus. Talk about disappointing. Anyways, but yeah, but as far as Drake's the music goes, back before um back before all the weird, lost not is it a lawsuit? I can't remember. Back before the rap off between Kendrick and stuff, he really did have some great music. He had some great stuff. I really enjoyed it. So, anyways, but yeah, I'm a big fan. I like his music. I really do. His early stuff's great. Like I said, um, if you're reading this, it's too late. One of my favorite albums, legitimately, front to back, incredible. Love it. So, anything else? Any other questions? We got anything? We got somebody who's spamming the chat again for some reason. I don't know why you're doing that. You probably got muted for doing that last time. So, if he had just focused on Iceman, I think he would have put out a good album. I think I'm going to tell you something about Iceman. If you listen to it a couple times, it'll grow on you. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. So, After Hours said, I said mine earlier, but I don't know if you saw it. I did not. I am so sorry. I got a lot of people coming through here. It's a lot of chat. You can't see it. There was like 100 people on TikTok, and there were like a dozen or so people on YouTube. It's kind of opposite right now. Usually I have more people on YouTube, but now it's more people on TikTok. So we'll get them back. If you tap the screen, we'll get them back. So it'll be okay. Yeah, no, there was a lot. So if you don't get an answer, that is not permission to spam, but you are more than welcome to repost it again in a little bit. You know what I mean? So there's not a song you liked out the album. I don't blame you, but yeah. But yeah, that happens. Turnstile? I've never listened to Turnstile. A lot of people really like Turnstile. I just haven't. Nothing's come across my desk. You know what I mean? Again, that's another band that. Oh, actually, let me put this in comparison here. Remember how I talked about? God damn it! What was the band I was talking about earlier? The Gins. Remember I was talking about the Gins? I said the Gins. People talk about the Gins more than they listen to them. Okay, I know for a fact Turnstile is big because they have shows, and I see T-shirts. I do see stickers of Turnstile. I do see that. So I know they're not just a bunch of hot air, right? But the Gins, I don't see anything ever. I don't know what it is about that, but yeah, Turnstile's big. I've never listened to them, but I know they're big. So I think they're a pretty big band then. I don't know what it is, but it happens. Uh, Tokyo Hotel. How are they still relevant? Are they still big? That's another band that gets brought up a lot. I don't know what it is about me that makes you think I like Tokyo Hotel. It shocks me. Is it a meme band? Do people like bring about Tokyo Hotel as a meme? Chat, can you let me in on this? Is this a joke? Is Tokyo Hotel a joke band, or do people legitimately still like them? How's that go? I need answers. I'm reading the chat. I promise you. We got to get to the bottom of this. This is insane. Tokyo Hotel sucks hard, Carlos says. Well, we might have an answer. Oh, that's so funny. No, we were back. Yeah, we had a TikTok problem. It's whatever. I don't know. They do this thing where they pretend that they care about like bots and stuff, but then the people that are actually here, they don't. I have my opinions. So no, wow, nobody gave a two shits about Tokyo Hotel. Damn, no one said anything. Oof, brutal. Let's. Oh, we got YouTube. Okay. Zoe says they're not a joke that I know of, but it's mostly younger teens who like them. Oh, maybe that's my problem. I'm not in middle school. Sorry. Okay, so I got nothing. I have no comment about Tokyo Hotel. I know that when I was a kid, I remember hearing about them, and people made fun of the people that listened to them, but I didn't. I didn't listen to them. So that's about it. So good luck, kid. Whatever band it is. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Any other questions? says Rush, Xanadu, hard rock. Rush is badass. You can't. Let me put it. Let me put it this way. On one hand, Rush is hard to listen to for some people because obviously you got Geddy Lee's vocals, but they're good. On the other hand, if you don't like Rush, it's kind of obvious that you can't like get into. I don't want to say. How do I put this? I don't want to say good music because that's generic. You're not into musicians respect. Something about it. There's a weird thing that happens with music. Either it appeals to people that are non-musicians, like i.e. Nickelback, or it appeals to musicians, and then there's a little bit of a spectrum between. Like a lot of jazz, a lot of musicians will be like, "Damn, this is tough to play," and then some other people will be like, "Yeah, it is tough to listen to," right? So some bands are like really impressive to musicians. Some bands are really impressive to non-musicians. You want to find that sweet spot between. Rush is one of those sweet spots, but they kind of lean a little bit more towards the musicians. A lot of they're famous, they're really big. So I like Rush. I do like them, but they're tough. For non-musicians, they're a little tough to get into. I don't know what it is about that, but I do like Rush. Oh, we got an answer. Olivia says, I think people talk about Tokyo Hotel all the time, but I swear no one listens to it. I was just saying that. We got to come up with a name for that. Can we come up with a name for this? NBA Youngboy. What do you guys? I like how there's two different conversations going on between YouTube and TikTok. It's very funny. Tokyo Hotel versus NBA Youngboy. What the fuck is going on? LARPers? No, that's already a thing, and I don't even think that makes sense. What would you call? What do you call a band? What do you call? No, no, I'm sorry. What do you call a person who talks about a band but doesn't listen to them? You could say poser, but I don't feel like that's right because they talk about them too much. What name would you call that? There's got to be a explanation. What would you call somebody? Can't be LARPer. LARPer's already a thing. We got to come up specifically. I like how two people said the same thing. It might be LARPer, but we got to come up with a new name. Patrick Syndrome. I listen to tons of bands, man. I listen to tons of bands. We got to come up with this. Annoying. We're getting close. Okay. What do we got? You like a lot of long, complex compositions. Rush ain't for me. Well, I got bad news, buddy. Maybe they're not that complex. Anyways, you're like, I listen to. No, I'm okay. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. All right. Hold on. What do we got here? All right, bands. People that listen to bands but don't like people who talk about bands but don't listen to them. We said LARP. Is there an anagram for LARP we can come up with? We got LARP. We got Pallers. Pallers? No, that's stupid. What do we got? We gotta get it. We gotta get like we gotta be able to like. Oh, so you're just you're one of these people. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, you just talk about bands, but you don't listen to them. You know what I mean? After Hours says, what should I draw? I will do almost anything. I draw animals, reptiles, or bugs. I want you to go to Google, type in the word mammal, go to the Wikipedia page for mammal, and draw the third animal you see. That's how you do it. That's how you're going to find a random animal. Good luck. Uh, do I want to react to originals? No, not really. I'll be real. Why? I have enough trouble promoting my own band, and most of the time when people show their music off, they're just trying to advertise. I think if you're trying, can I give you some advice? Because I've done this for a long time, and I'm pretty happy with my success with music, even though obviously we're just kind of goofing around right now. My advice to you is you should make videos that show off your music, and you should start your own live stream if you want to show off your music. That's what I do, and I'm pretty happy with that. If you go to other people's live streams, you're going to a place where people are not ready or willing to listen to new music like that. You know what I mean? Because like think about it this way. Can I tell you guys something? There are people out there that try to take advantage of people by taking their money, by trying to advertise people's stuff. Like they make playlists and like, oh, I'll put you in my playlist or something like that. Okay. Not everybody is taking advantage of people. There's a lot. Um, but you got to think when you go to those like open mic night streams, everybody in there for the most part, I would say like 80% are just other musicians waiting to listen to like to play their own music. You want to play music for people wanting to listen to it. So I wouldn't recommend doing what you're doing right now. Trust me, I've thought of that. I've done stuff like that. Don't do it. Just try your best to make your own stuff and get it out there. If you try to go on to other people's stuff, it's not going to work. That's what I think you should do. Don't do that. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Again, just two different streams, two different reactions. So yeah. Okay. So Korok says, no, we don't pay. We're looking for genuine first reactions. That's okay. Good luck, buddy. All right. Let's see here. All right. What do we got? What do we got? We'll keep looking through. Mineral. Never heard of it. Julie. Never listened to Julie. Heard of them. Never listened to them. Never checked them out. Rise Against. What happened to Rise Against? Last song I heard from Rise Against was um what was it? Don't hold me up now. Is that the Prayer of the Refugee? Yeah. That was the last song I heard from them. They just disappeared off the face of the earth for me. Hold on. Let me type something for my fellow YouTube friends. Hello, everyone. Oh, I just realized why it's not popping off on YouTube. I'm on my alt account. It's my Patrick Gnarly and Company account, so I could chat more often. I was like, why don't we have as many people? That's why. Okay, sorry, that's just for me. Rise Against released an album last year. It's not good. That might be the answer. That's probably why I didn't listen to anything. Yeah, I just typed hello everyone. I'm like, oh, that's my okay, makes sense. I was like, usually we have more people. It's fine. Green River Fontaines, nothing, man. I got nothing for you guys. Green River I've heard of. They got the grunge, but I never listened to them. Guilty pleasure songs. I don't really have a guilty pleasure song. I don't feel guilty about the music I like. That might be a weird thing to say, but I don't know. Let's see. Leanne Cooper sent a $2 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Rets HBB, Never Change Again, Cursor Remix. I don't know what that is. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. I don't play music on here. I'm sorry. I just kind of talk about it. I don't really play music because I get into copyright problems sometimes. And also, if I don't know the song, it could have bad stuff in it. So I don't do that. Sorry. I don't know if that wasn't clear. We're just kind of talking about it. But thank you. I appreciate the super chat. I don't know that song though. It sounds like a if I could react to it in the way of it sounds like a EDM, like a drum and bass song. Did anyone know that song? Never Change Again, Cursor remix from Rets HBB. I don't know what it is. There we go. Yeah, my bad. Oh, you're. Okay, we were just talking about that. Let's see here. Yeah. Leanne says, "Oh, my days. Rhett's HBB is my nephew. I see. You're trying to promote. I see. Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't do that. I appreciate it though. Yeah, somebody else was trying to do that earlier and they didn't pay, and they were just asking me to do it. So, all right. Sorry about that. Let's go back. What do we got? Num says Linkin Park. What I've done. New metal slash grunge. Chat. Can we talk about something? Would you consider Linkin Park grunge? What do you guys think? Linkin Park grunge? If I see a single yes, I'm going to backflip into your mom's car and have her drive me to McDonald's. I'll do it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know the vocals. I know what you're thinking. You're like, he does the he does like that grunge vocal. Yeah. Chester, he's got that voice. I get it. The problem is that most people kind of dissect genre into time periods, not so much about how they sound. Isn't that kind of weird? It is kind of like about how they sound, but it's mostly the time period. Like for example, grunge kind of lived and died in from like 89, maybe 88 if you push it, 89 to like 94, 95 if you push it. So, as much as I love Linkin Park and I do, Reanimation is one of my favorite albums. Um yeah, if you ever write that again, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not good. So be careful with that. Yeah, be careful. All the grunge people are old enough to start doing crazy shit. Olivia says, "What happened?" Nothing. I'm just kidding. I'm joking around. I'm just being silly. I'm being silly. Let's see here. Wow. George says, "You look like my father when I was a child." Son, I have something to tell you. I'm just kidding. I am dating your mom though, so I can see the mix-up. Just kidding. What do we got? I'm just messing around too much. You like that enforcing? All right, Sean. I like you like the shoulder, Sean. I'm proud of you. What do we got? Any other bands? Anything? Any songs? We talked about Tool already. We talked about how I really enjoy them. Let's get something new. We got to get something new. Hold on. Beatles. We talked about Beatles a little bit. I talked about how. Well, you know what? We talked about bands that broke our hearts. Not well, bands we can't listen to as much because we got our hearts broken. Not by the band though. No, I really enjoy the Beatles. You know what's really interesting? There's a phenomenon that I figured out, and it's. Does anybody play music before I continue? Does anybody play music? Anybody musician in the chat? I like how somebody's like trying to direct me towards a band. Relax. Relax. I'll get to it when I feel like it. All right? If you're a musician, your favorite bands are going to influence you. And then you're going to try and play music like them. I think you guys have a great idea, but I think what you want to do actually is listen to your band's favorite bands. Hear me out. The reason they wrote the way they did is because they found something out there that they liked and they wanted to write like that. So if you write, this is my theory about post grunge. There's a lot of post grunge bands out there. Let's look at a list of post grunge bands. Post grunge bands. Bands like, for example, Nickelback and Creed. Who else is considered a post grunge band? Seether, The Yarling, Candlebox, Collective Soul. They're not really post grunge. All right, never mind. I won't read this list. Three Doors Down, Stained, Puddle of Mud. Here's what happened. All those bands heard grunge and they said, we want to make music like that. The problem is that they didn't do it in a way that most people that liked grunge liked it. Now, if you like those bands, that's fine. But if you listen to, and this is going to sound funny, like my favorite band is Nirvana. If you listen to Creedence Clearwater Revival, which is a band Kurt used to cover with Chris, guys from Nirvana, you can actually kind of hear some overlap between the two bands. You're going to be like, no way. There is some overlap. It's bizarre. So my advice to anybody who's writing music is to not just listen to your favorite band, obviously do that, but listen to your band's favorite bands. Not everything, obviously. You're not going to like everything, but try listening to your band's favorite bands because the Beatles, we're going to connect it back to the Beatles. The Beatles really influenced Nirvana a lot. You can definitely hear stuff like that. I'll give you an example. The harmonies. There's not a lot of bands in grunge that used a lot of harmonies like Kurt did. And you could even argue like Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. But they didn't do that. A lot of the other grunge bands, Mudhoney, things like that, they were kind of anti making it sound good. And even Kurt to a degree. But yeah, if you listen to the Beatles, they have those wonderful harmonies where they sing, they have another vocal layer, they have another vocal layer, they have another vocal layer, and it sounds beautiful. It's a chord. It's very almost, what's the word? Like a church, obviously choir, chorus, but it's very moving to hear that. And Kurt would have never done that had he not listened to the Beatles. So you could listen to Nirvana and try to sound like Nirvana. You could listen to Led Zeppelin, try to sound like Led Zeppelin, but figure out who they listened to. When I listen to the Beatles, I feel like I'm taking a history lesson in how to write good music. Because if you don't listen to the Beatles, you're kind of screwing up. You don't have to like them. You study them. They knew how to make a song most people enjoyed. And it's very bizarre. So, yeah, so that's how I feel about the Beatles is that you can learn how to write music a lot better. Because think about it this way, too. I know we're talking about the Beatles a lot, but if you go back in time before the Beatles, like listen to Elvis. Blue Christmas. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Music is so different from that period of the 50s to the 60s. Think about all the music that was in the 40s and the 30s. We don't listen to music like that. After the Beatles, everything changed. Like everything kind of, the blueprint, it's like electricity. Like everything changed. How we make clothing, how we make shoes, how we walk, how we drive, what we talk on. You don't send letters as much anymore. Like it's very interesting that you listen to music before the Beatles and after the Beatles, and it was so different. So that's my take on the Beatles. Is that it is a very educational and just legendary, and I mean legendary in every sense of the word band. It's a great experience. So sorry, I kind of got on a trend there. All the people that are asking about Muse, I don't listen to Muse. They have a couple good songs. Sorry, guys. I don't have a lot to say about Muse. Sorry. Some people were like, you better talk about Muse right now. There you go. I only like maybe 3 or 4 songs, guys. That's all you get. That's all I got. So, Just Laugh Podcast says, I have to know you're a Scorpio. You remind me of someone. If you can't tell what I am, you don't need to know, baby. Sorry. Alex says, what about Misfits? I love Misfits. I love Misfits. The early stuff's great. I really love, what was the album I liked? Static Age? Misfits? One of my favorite bands. But I didn't listen to all their stuff. Static Age? Is that the album I like? Static! Static! We want a video game. Yeah, Static Age. Hell yeah. 96. Recorded in 78. No shit. That's amazing. I didn't know that part until just now. But yeah, Static Age. Really great record. Love it. So many good albums on there. TV Casualty, TV Casualty. Last Caress is on there. We are 138. Man, that's just like, is this a greatest hits album? Is that what this is? It's got to be. So many good songs on there. I love Misfits. Just Laugh podcast says Virgo. Final guess. Finals. My band. Finals. Oh man. Chat. What do you guys think I am? What's my sign? Give me a sign. Tell me my sign. Somebody wants to know. What do we think? King Crimson? Ooh, I like King Crimson. I even like some of the later stuff from King Crimson. It's not as good. I still like it. It's cool. Frame by frame, death by drowning. Da, da, da. You can't just guess multiple times. Just Laugh podcast. You can't do that. Chat, we pick one. Put one astrological sign in the chat. You got to stick with it. You cannot pick multiple times. That's cheating. You can't do that. 2 people said Scorpio. What about me is Scorpio? Capricorn. What? I'm just moving on. All right, let's see here. Jeremiah says, how did you come up with your band? You mean like the band name or the songs, the music? What do you mean? You need more information in that question, my man. Let's see here. Thoughts on Alice in Chains? You know the answer to that. I love Alice in Chains. They got some great stuff. I actually didn't like them as much before I started covering them, before I started playing their music. Years ago, I liked them. I enjoyed their music, but I would have never bought a T-shirt or anything like that. You know what I mean? Now I really enjoy them. I really like Alice in Chains. But I had to play their music, and I was like, okay, I get it. Also, shout out to the Alice in Chains fans. Some of them really, really support the show. So shout out to the Alice in Chains fans. Jeremiah says, how did you start? I need more information. I don't understand that question, man. I'm being real with you. Because the implication is like, my immediate thought to the answer to that question is, I just started playing music. You know what I mean? It's like saying, how did you start eating food? It's like, well, one day I just had food. You know what I mean? What do you... when you saw light for the first time, Patrick Gnarly, I have a question. First time you saw visible light, how'd you do it? Well, I opened my eyes. He opened his eyes, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Give me more. What does that mean? How did I start? I don't understand the question. I know I'm being annoying, but like, I need more. What got me into playing music? Oh, okay. I need more information. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I swear, I'm kidding. Sorry. So, this is a question for me. I'm answering a question. Okay. What got me into music? All right. So, the first time I played music was when my brother asked to play bass. He met some friends at school. He's like, hey, I want to play bass. He asked my dad. He's like, Dad, can you give me a bass? That's not what my brother sounds like at all, by the way. Anyways, so my dad was leaving the house, and he went up to me, knocked on my door. He's like, hey, I'm getting your brother a bass. Did you want a guitar or something? And I was like, sure. And a month or two went by. We moved, and I put my guitar in my closet, and then I saw Eddie Van Halen on YouTube. True story. I watched Eruption. I know the exact concert. I know the exact video. The exact moment. It was during his Eruption solo. Partway through, he starts playing. What was it called? Two Little Guitars. Like I said, I know the exact song, but I forgot. Two Guitars. Van Halen. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember now, but I'll pull it up. But anyways, yeah, he just kind of goes into it, and it sounded like Spanish guitar, and I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And then I haven't put guitar sound down since. So crazy, crazy that I just saw something and I wanted to play guitar. I didn't want to become a songwriter until I heard Nirvana. I wanted to play guitar, I wanted to play music, but I didn't know I wanted to write it till I heard Nirvana. That was what got me into it. So huge. Let me look up the exact moment. Eruption. Let me make sure TikTok is not trying to boot me off the platform again. Okay, they're not. Good. Sorry about that, Jeremiah. Your question confused me. I apologize. Here, hold on. We're gonna listen to it together. Van Halen. Not the recording. Not the recording. So, hold on. It was the solo. We'll pull it up. We'll get a copyright strike. We'll do it. I'm just kidding. I don't want that to happen. Let me find the concert. There it is. 1983. Let me pause the show. I think I could play this. I don't think this is copyrighted because it's a live recording. Let's just do it. Okay, we'll listen to this real quick. Like, this is cool. Like, I was like, oh, that's cool. But there's a part where it just switches. So we'll play it real quick. Like, this is okay, cool. We're just looking this up, guys. I don't like eBay. No, it's okay. I'm not a virtuoso. Again, it's just very like self. I don't know what's the word. I don't want to say the one word I want to use, but it's just very self-centered guitar playing. I got it, cool. But it's cool to watch. But let me see if I can skip ahead. Here it is. I found it immediately. Okay. This is the part where I went, oh, you can do that. Yeah, that's little guitars. That's what it's called, little guitars. He put that in there, and it's just like, wow. He played the two guitar parts at the same time. Let me can I get my guitar real quick? Hold on. I just want to show you kind of what he's doing. Give me 1 second. I don't know how well you're gonna hear this. Let me know if this is too quiet because I got my headset mic like a nerd, but he's just playing the one note. He's just kind of going down. Right, he's just kind of going down the strings, but he's playing one string while he taps. And it's like, wow, I've never seen somebody do that before, ever in my life. Crazy. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, once I saw that, I was like, I have to do that. I got to figure out what's going on. And then I just never learned the song at all. I just was like, I'm going to get guitar. I'll see what's going on with it. Can that? Do you guys hear that okay? You probably can't because, like I said, it's the headphone mic. It's good enough. You can hear it faintly. Okay. But yeah, just hearing Eddie Van Halen. So that's how I started playing music. Was I heard Van Halen, and then I heard Nirvana. Those are like the two big moments in my life. But I also listened to Animals from Pink Floyd. That's been an album I've loved for a long time. I really enjoyed Coheed and Cambria was an early influence too. I like that. Francis says, I don't know if you can read this. I can. But if you guys are recommending songs to me to react to, we're not really doing that. We're kind of just talking about it. I'm not really listening to songs right now. Sorry, you guys. I appreciate you though. Drain says, Pat, what do you think of Untitled? What is that? You mean Untitled from Pearl Jam? You mean the got a car, got some gas. You mean Untitled from Pearl Jam? What do you mean? That better not be a band calling themselves Untitled. That's one of the lamest things in the world. They're a new age grunge band? No, they're not. I promise you it's not. They are they're probably a TikTok band that got famous for a part of their song. That's probably what it is. So I cannot imagine any human being on the planet naming something a band called Untitled and them that being a serious thing. ACDC? Love ACDC, dude. First time I ever trolled somebody. This is true. My cousins, were talking to my brother and me, and my brother's like, "I love ACDC," and my cousin went, "ACDC sucks." This is when we were like 9 or 10. No, we were younger. We were like 7 or 6. And my brother went, I love ACDC. My cousin went, "No, man, they fucking suck. They're terrible." And my other cousin went, "Yeah." And then my brain clicked, and I went, "Oh, they're joking," because ACDC is great. And I went, "Yeah, Sam, they suck." And I've never seen my brother so betrayed. He looked at me and he went, "You love ACDC." That was so funny, dude. He was like, "I can't believe this, the betrayal." It was like I stabbed him. He was like, "You love ACDC." Oh man, the times you remember when you're a kid. You know what's really funny is I promise you, if I told my brother that, he'd be like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." I remember it though. AC. And you know what's funny? I kept that going for a while. I was like, "Nah, man, ACDC sucks." Dude, it's so funny. I love ACDC. Power Age, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, the Black Album, Back in Black, baby. So good. They have so many good songs. And again, you can make fun of them for being the same song every time, but they're really good, man. I love them. So, is that what you thought that was funny? Hell yeah. Michael says, "Do you have SoundCloud?" I do technically. I don't update it anymore. You can still find Finals, my band, on SoundCloud. It still exists. But I don't post there anymore because I have to copyright all my stuff better. I post it on what's it called? Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube Music and stuff. So yeah, I love ACDC. They're great. Yeah. Oh, can I fix my hair? Sorry. My self-esteem is tied to my hair, so much better. Where were we? What is with the musicians trying to self-promote on here right now? Um, Listen, can I explain this again? You guys, you're going about all wrong, and I'm not trying to be rude to you, but the best way you can get out there and show people your music is not by going on stuff like this. I know it says, "Tell me your favorite band, song, genre, react to it." We're just talking. We're not really listening to the stuff, really. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're trying to get people to listen to it, you got to make your own videos. You got to, make your own live streams. You got to go do that because you're going to do a better job than I am. And also, you want people to be ready to experience your stuff because we're just talking. So people aren't really listening to music right now. So if you try to get people to listen to it and they're not ready for it, they're going to push back. Even if it's good, they're going to go, "No." How many times have you swiped through your feed and something came up that you're like, "Ah." Even if it's good quality, you're like, "I'm not watching that." You got to make your own stuff though. You're going to do a better job. It's going to be a much better experience. So that's my thing. Hey, it's Patrick Bateman. Let's see Paul Allen's guitar. Let's see Les Paul's guitar. Yeah, that's my advice. If you're a musician out there, you're trying to do something, the worst thing you can do, in my opinion, not the worst, there's way worse things you can do. One of the worst things you can do is try to get other people to promote your stuff. They're not going to do it. You got to promote your own stuff. Do that. So, you got to do that. Ooh, Fear Factory. Dude, Fear Factory is another one of my brother's favorite bands. Growing up, he used to have a couple Fear Factory CDs when we had CDs, and I I borrowed them without asking, but you could say stole, because we shared the same room, you know, for a long time until we were like 14 or 15 or something. That was really funny. Um, but yeah, we he had Fear Factory, he had Static X, he had System of a Down CDs, and yeah, I used to take them on the bus and listen to them. One time he caught me. He's like, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "Nothing." And he'd hear it through my speakers, and he was like, "Give me that." He's like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So that's how that happens. Anything else? Anything else we can react to, talk about? YouTube's real quiet tonight. TikTok's blowing up. Thank you. Can I get can I say thank you to everybody just kind of hanging out? This is really fun to kind of talk about your guys' music stuff. Do I know ACDC Touch Too Much? I'm aware of it. I'm aware. It's a pretty good song. I prefer a lot of their other stuff. If you wanted my take on it, but that's my take. Dexo says The Clash. Oh, I love it. Live Oak says, "Why you put me on restricted?" I'm probably not the person who did it, so I don't even think that's correct. You didn't even spell it right, but I don't know. Where were we? We said Foo Fighters, The Clash. We said The Clash. The Clash, dude, phenomenal band. Lot of Clash. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna tell you right now though, I haven't like gone on a deep dive of The Clash, but what I've heard from The Clash, excellent. Obviously, everybody knows London Calling, and if you don't, you should. Let's see. Hold on. Now I'll cut you out of there. All right, cool. Um, somebody's asking about specific songs from ACDC. All right, I enjoy ACDC, man. You don't have to go through every specific song. You're good. You're good. Anything else? McGee. Oh, dude, McGee's awesome. Can we talk about how McGee recorded a great record, but did a better job with his live YouTube videos? What's up with that? McGee did a better job performing and recording his videos than he did on the recordings. He's so good. McGee's awesome, dude. When's his next record coming out? Can we look that up? Hold on. We're going to look up McGee. When's his next record? Did he come out with a new record? We just didn't listen to it. He's awesome. Yeah, he's written some great stuff. What is going on with him? They put his tours on here. Who gives a shit about that? No offense, but who gives a shit? Let's see here. Well, I want to see the the CDs, man. Let me look at the records. Albums. Here we go. Oh, he only has one record. Yeah, that's it. Two Star and the Dream Police. That's it, man. Damn. All right. Well, we're waiting. We're gonna have to wait on that. All right. Well, nothing we can do. Does anybody have any more specific ACDC songs they want me to talk about? That shit was so funny. Sorry. Oh my god. Where were we? All right. Sorry. We were talking about talking about any other bands. Anything else? Drain says Mad Season, Pat. Yes, I've listened to Mad Season. I listened to one album. My friend Cinders, shout out to Cinders, said you should listen to Mad Season, and I did, and I enjoyed it. It's a shame. How many albums did we get? Only one as well. I think we only got one record, right? It was good. I really enjoyed it. Can't remember a single specific song, but I remember it being a good experience. River of Deceit. Yeah, there's some really good stuff. Obviously, you got Lane on it. So Slint, I know a guy. Slint. I know a guy who was super into Slint. He was one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life, but also one of the most, man, what a piece of shit he was. God damn. I mean, I get it. He was kind of working under his abilities, and he kind of was bitter about it. He would like lash out at people sometimes, and I get it, but you don't want to do that. And to be fair, I've done it before, so I know what it's like. But yeah, Slint. That's my only experience with them. Is what a goofy band. Bunch of goobers. Interesting music, but yeah, that's my takeaways. I know a guy who listened to them, and he was really obnoxious. So let's see here. Hold on. Somebody named Fun says Herald of Darkness from Alan Wake 2. It's in the clip on YouTube. What? Excuse me? You want me to listen to a song that's in an advertisement on YouTube? What? Explain that. What do you mean by that? CCR Alaskan says, ooh, CCR, we were just talking about Creedence Clearwater Revival. Excellent band. John Fogerty. It's a crime what happened to him. He should have kept CCR, man. I know it's probably not legal, but, you know, he should have just kept it. His band members, he obviously knew what he was doing. He's a great songwriter. Yeah, dude, CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival, excellent band. On the Bayou, on the Bayou, great band. Fuck it. Anybody else? Creedence Clearwater Revival. Does anyone know who that is? Enforcing says, isn't Alan Wake a horror mystery game? Yes, it is, but just very weird that somebody would say, hey, you should listen to this song that's in a trailer for a video game. It's like, what? Excuse me? That's funny. Monkey says, did you just talk shit about U2? Huh? Huh? Who said anything about the band U2? Did anybody say anything about U2, or are you just getting looking for attention? Brutal, dude. Anybody? Anybody? Anybody a fan of U2? What's going on with that? What do we got here? Anything else? Princess is me. Who? I don't know. You have to look at the chat, man. It's going by quick. Enforcing says, Clearwater fan right here. Hell yeah, dude. Right on. Keith says, Leonard Skinner. We got swamp music. Right on. Okay. Can I ask you guys, I want your opinion on this. We all know that Alice in Chains grunge. Got it. Do you think a more accurate term for them, stay with me, would be voodoo cowboy music? Have you ever heard of Alice in Chains being called voodoo cowboy music? Does that make any sense? I know we all know it's grunge, but does it kind of remind you of spooky cowboys? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Like voodoo cowboys. Just let it sink. Just let it sink with you. At least I'm not calling it metal. Nope, not calling it metal. But it's like, okay, we got grunge, right? But if you listen to each flavor of grunge, they are so different, right? Like Pearl Jam sounds nothing like Nirvana, right? Pearl Jam's like a romantic band, right? Like you could dance with your wife, or I could dance with your mom, you know, something like that. You could like slow dance to Pearl Jam's music for the most part. You know what I mean? It's rocking, it's good, but like other songs, you just like really, it's like touch. You could hear it at a wedding. You know what I mean? Well, if you heard Better Man at a wedding, it's probably not a good omen, but it's a good song. But then you listen to Nirvana, and it's like they swing between being obnoxious punk rock dudes, and then to masterful pop rock artists, just absolute, and I mean artists in every sense of the word. And then you get to Soundgarden, and you're like, okay, it's not Pearl Jam, it's not Nirvana, right? Soundgarden's got their own thing going on, but they're all in the same genre. But then you get to Alice in Chains, and it's like, It gets spookier, doesn't it? It gets a little weird, but in a cool way. A little more horror in it, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's what I think. And then you get to our good friends. You get your oh my god, who am I thinking of? Who am I forgetting? I said Pearl Jam. Who am I forgetting? Chat. You can't forget them. Stone Temple Pilots. Thank you, Meteora. Yeah, you can't. I like how I forgot them, but you can't forget Stone Temple Pilots. They're like none of the other bands at all. You could argue they're kind of like Pearl Jam, but they're also kind of they got their own thing going on. It's weird. I don't know. Voodoo Cowboys though. Alice in Chains. That's what I like to say. JD, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate that. Jaron says, didn't the lead singer die? Which one? The only one that's still kicking is Eddie Vedder. So, yeah. Yeah, Lane's gone. Kurt's gone. Chris is gone. It's brutal, man. Everybody's gone. Yep. What do we got here? We'll take a couple more questions. Any other questions? Carlos says Lane was a dark soul. Oh, yes, he was. Ooh, somebody said favorite Deftones album. Ooh. Favorite Deftones album. The one I probably listened to the most, maybe Saturday Night Wrist. Maybe the self-titled, actually. Diamond Eyes was really good. I remember when Diamond Eyes came out. Yeah, I would say probably either Diamond Eyes or the self-titled album, which is weird because most people don't like. I feel like Deftones fans like all the albums, to be honest. They're all good. Let's see what we got. Zoe says Alice in Chains definitely feels a little spooky. I'm not sure what it is, but they do. Yeah, something about them is just really spooky. All right. Gore. Oh, I thought Gore was good. I thought Gore was really good. It was just a little bit different, but I liked it. Yeah, can't forget Gore. Any other ones? Any other ones? Hold on. Let me clear the chat out. We got people that just keep saying the same thing every tenth of a second. So hold on. No offense to you guys. I know you guys just really want me to answer something, but I don't want to see just one person in the chat. We talked about Panic at the Disco. Let's see here. Mag says, "Do you like Placebo?" I do actually. Placebo has some good songs. Didn't get super into them. Didn't fall in love with them, but I do like them. If there was a Placebo concert near me, I'd probably go. Let's see here. We talked about Avenged Sevenfold in the beginning. Yeah, we talked about Deftones. A lot of the same stuff. Led Zeppelin. Ooh, one of my favorite bands of all time. Big fan of Led Zeppelin. We were talking about Zeppelin earlier too. Kiro says, "What do you think about the new Strokes album?" I haven't listened to the Strokes since Room on Fire, so I got nothing for the Strokes, man. I enjoy them, but I haven't listened to a whole record in like 20 years. Holy shit! So crazy how that goes, huh? Oh, two people said Gwar. I actually lived right near the town Gwar is from. Gwar is from Richmond, Virginia, right? Am I not mistaken on that? It's been a while. Guar's from Richmond. I keep saying Gwar. Gwar. Guar. Guar's from Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, I used to live right down the street. And I've been to a couple places they played. I've played at places they played down there, which is really funny. Guar's still really popular. I don't understand what's going on with them anymore, but yeah, Guar's cool, dude. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I used to live right down the street from them, essentially. I also used to live right down the street from Deftones. My cousin, Josh, shout out to my cousin Josh. I wore a Deftones shirt to Thanksgiving. I've said this probably a million times on the show, and I'll say it a million more. Went to Thanksgiving, and he showed up. Yeah, when I lived right outside of Sacramento. I had a Deftones shirt, and he goes, "Oh, Deftones." And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I know Chino Marino." And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, he's my roommate's best friend. He comes over like all the time. And I was like, you're kidding. He's like, yeah, dude, that's awesome, isn't it? And he's like, did you know that Chino has his own brand of socks? And I was like, no. And he goes, do you know what they're called? And I go, no. Chino socks? And he goes, yeah. And then we had Thanksgiving dinner. So funny, dude. Oh man, I love Deftones. One of my favorite bands. Shout out to my cousin Josh. Such a great little anecdote. I love that. Yeah, I have a picture of that Thanksgiving too, somewhere in my house. I'm wearing it's a Saturday Night Wrist shirt, which is worth a lot of money now. And one of these girls I hung out with stole it. Can we get some crooked frowny? That sucked. Women, why? Let's talk about this. Ladies, why are you stealing shirts? Come on. Do you know how many women have stolen shirts from me? Look in your mom's closet right now. If you see a band t-shirt, I promise you it's mine. I promise you. Go check. I'll wait. Coheed and Cambria. 2 of my Coheed Cambria shirts. 2 of them. Stolen. Ripped right out of my closet. Coheed and Cambria, some of my Nirvana shirts. What else we got? Led Zeppelin shirt. God, the amount of Deftones shirts I've had to buy. So funny. Who else? I can't think of any. But Ryu, thank you so much for the wonderful gifts. I appreciate that. And thank you so much, Lynn, earlier. I'm sorry, I kind of didn't scroll down. Thank you so much to Lynn. If you're still out there, I appreciate you. If you're not, I understand. All right, last question. Let's make it good. I want to know one more. We can go with a favorite band, song, genre. Go ahead. I'm going to try not to do one again. We did a lot of these earlier. Thank you, guys. We're going to do one more. If you got one, if you're just listening, throw something out there. We're going to do one more. We're going to do one more. I'll keep looking. I want to. If I haven't heard or listened to the band, I'm not trying to. Drain, I've answered you so many times. I'm going to skip you, man. You got some good questions. Thank you, though. I've answered you too many times. Let's see here. 80 says, has Foo Fighters been successfully canceled? For what? Did they do something recently? I know Dave is having a baby with somebody else, but hey, guess what? That's none of my business. If he didn't do anything absolutely traumatically bad, I mean, I get it, but we don't know what his relationship with his wife. So that's all I gotta say. Some people do that weird shit. Anyways, if they're still together, hey, I'm gonna let them work it out. It is weird, but hey. Zoe says, how do you feel about Alex G? A $2 super chat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. It has been decided. Zoe with the swish. You know what? We'll take one more because Zoe, you sent the $2. I appreciate it. We'll take one more after this. It says, how do you all feel about Alex G? Alex G has a couple really great songs that I enjoy. He wrote a song called East Coast. Really liked that one. But everything else I've heard from him, I'm like, okay. So I think I have a theory about Alex G and his appeal, which is he recorded a lot of his music when he was really young. And I feel like that kind of resonates. You could just tell by the tone of his voice that he's like really young. It's like in his early teens. And they're pretty cool. But I think part of the appeal of Alex G is that because he recorded them so young, younger folks, like kids in middle school and shit like that, they're just drawn to it because they're like, oh, somebody my age wrote something good. So other than the 1 or 2 songs I really enjoyed from him, didn't really get into him. But I know a lot of kids really liked him. And that's kind of an interesting kind of point of view on that, which is that you know how people talk about representation and they want to see more of themselves, and like anybody play an RPG in a video game, do you make yourself in the video game? I do that all the time. Every character in an RPG is just a bearded, long-haired guy, right? I know I don't have long hair right now, but I usually do. But people kind of want to see themselves in the art and the stuff that they enjoy, or they want to see somebody that they want to be like, I guess. So I feel like a part of the appeal of Alex G is he makes good music for people, sure. But I think it's because people are like, that guy's my age. That guy's like me, you know? I think that's my feeling on Alex G. So at least that's what I think. But all right, but that's yeah, he's fine. I can understand the appeal. He didn't really speak to me a lot, but East Coast is a phenomenal song. I really like the East Coast. That's a crazy good song. Everything else I've been like, okay. All right, last question. Sorry again. One more. Last question. We're gonna try and do a new one because I've answered a couple of these a couple times. A lot of you like the same bands. Who'd have thought? Popular bands are popular. We got anything else? Anything else? Oh, we'll keep looking through. Let's see here. We'll keep going. As always says, I love some Alex G. Cool. Ooh. Keep it coming. If you got something, if I've listened to it, if I've enjoyed it, if I haven't said anything in the chat about your request, it's either because I don't want to talk about it because I don't have anything interesting to say, or it's because I don't have an opinion on it. Like I've never listened to it. So if you want, oh, all right, here we got the last one. Scout in the airplane over the sea. This will be the last one, folks. Again, thank you for being here. In the airplane over the sea. That record is so goddamn good. I remember, what was I? I was a junior in high school, senior maybe. I remember listening to that album specifically because Jesse Lacey, which that's a whole fucking can of worms, but anyways, yeah, brand new. What the hell happened? But back when Jesse Lacey seemed like he was normal. He said that In the Airplane Over the Sea was one of his favorite records, and I remember around that time somebody else told me to listen to it. Right before that, and I remember they gave me a mixtape. They made me a CD, and I listened to that, and I was just like, one of the greatest albums I've ever heard in my life. One of the few albums I've listened to many times over the years, you know. So if you've never heard that album, it's weird. It gets a little odd, but it's a really great record. But I have a funny thing to talk about it. So the album In the Airplane Over the Sea, Nutramilk Hotel, that's the name of the band. And I remember somebody told me it was about, hold on. Hold on. Let me make sure, because I get them mixed up all the time for some reason. Hold on. In the Airplane Over the Sea. Who's it about again? It's about Anne Frank. It's about Anne Frank, right? The album is loosely related to her. If you don't know who Anne Frank is, I know you went to school recently, but Anne Frank was one of those Jewish children during the Holocaust. She was like hiding with her family and some other family friends. She was like in like a attic essentially for like a big part of her life before she died. Anyways, I used to get her confused with Helen Keller. This is true. I know who they are now, but I remember he wrote the album, and I was like, what the fuck does this have to do with Helen Keller? I still loved it. But it's no. Don't listen. Don't judge me. You don't learn a lot about like children's diaries, right? You don't. That's not like a normal thing in history class. So there's only two that you hear about, really. Helen Keller, and then you get Anne Frank, right? Those are the two names I remembered. That's it. I used to get them confused. It's not like I thought they were the same person. I just couldn't remember which was which. I also get the Cure and the Smith confused sometimes. Relax. That's why. They're two young women, two young girls that are in history that you hear about, and then you don't really hear about them again, right? That's what it is. So you get them confused. So this is not a Clerks reference, I promise you. I didn't even know that was in Clerks 2. I never saw Clerks 2. Saw Clerks 1. Great movie. But yeah, I used to get the confused. But In the Airplane Over the Sea, I remember listening to it, and somebody would be like, yeah, it's about Anne Frank. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't understand what's happening. So I remember listening to it, and I'm just like, that makes no sense. So what's funny is even if you know it's about Anne Frank, it's still kind of hard to understand what the album's about. It's still really bizarre. So anyways, all right, folks, I got to get off. If you guys enjoyed the show, make sure you follow. I like to play music early in the night. I like to make sure that I play and perform and stuff. I don't just talk. After the show, I like to do a show after. We like to talk. We like to just kind of share things. We don't have to talk about favorite bands, songs, or genres. It's just we're just hanging out. But if you liked it, hey, go check out my band, Finals. I'm wearing the T-shirt. You can see if I know what I'm talking about, if I just yap about music, or if I actually kind of know about music. So you can listen to my music if you want to. It's linked in the channel description. You can go to my bio, whatever you want to do. Give it a click, Reno. Listen to my music. Come back to me sometime. You can leave a message if you want to. But yeah, true stories. All true stories. I don't know. Sometimes you mix things up. But anyways, In the Airplane Over the Sea, amazing album. One of my favorites of all time. The lyrics are fucking ridiculous. All right, I gotta go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a great time tonight. Make sure you follow, like the live, subscribe to live, whatever you want to do. But check out my music. Like I said, my band Finals, linked in the channel description. You can go in there. But again, thank you guys for being here. It was fun. Glad you guys had a good time, and stay gnarly. Bye, everybody. It's me, Patrick Gnarly. My band's name is Finals. Listen to the new album that came out a month ago. Tell me what you think. Bye. Stay gnarly.